clap. And I'm going to open this up before we... Oh, snap. That's all I got. I can't freestyle like you can.
Oh, wait. You're recording? Are we going right now?
We are now.
Oh. That's what the clap stood for?
That's what the clap stood for. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Pine Knot Lodge. We're here at Journey Unknown Podcast. You got Red on the head, Scott Foster.
I got Swilly. Real name's Dustin Whitten, for those of you that don't know me.
And special guest tonight...
Alton.
We got
Brookerson.
Alton Brookerson.
Yeah, the man.
We've been talking about him at the podcast here a few times about like the map master big buck chasing. Like it's not a matter of if you kill a big buck, it's just a matter of when.
Yep.
And you proved that tonight because I knew deep down I should have told you to bring a rack, even though I had no idea if you shot one. We started talking about that. Well, I should have brought my rack that I got from Illinois. So we're gonna get into that.
Okay.
We're gonna get into that, and maybe pull out some secrets in your head of how you can find these bucks on the maps, because
it mystifies me.
Yeah, what looks good to me, I go there and I come up with zeros on deer.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna get there. But Swilly means we're talking. There's a lot of things coming down the pipe right now with conservation, CWD stuff, and money and power, and what's actually going right, and what's I think maybe putting a veil over people's face. Maybe.
Yeah.
You want to trust in the people above you, but it's hard.
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it. I read a little article this morning, and to me it just sounds a little shady. But like I said, I don't know every detail. Somebody that studied that stuff could probably argue me in a court of law over it and say details, but I don't know. It just sounds kind of weird that you're going to kill deer that are perfectly healthy to try to save the herd.
Yeah.
Why not let us kill them? You know?
Right. Right.
Or let nature do its thing.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
Yeah. And it's like the methods they use, I don't know exactly, like I said, but I've heard they bait them over corn and shoot them with thermals. It's like, we're not allowed to bait over corn, so.
Right, but they can.
Yeah. It just
doesn't. And then probably just most likely letting them lay.
Yeah,
I doubt they can go mess with them afterwards.
Feels a little unethical, but that's how a lot of things in life are. That's why I always try to live by my ethics and what I think is right.
Right.
It seems like I try to do the best I can. So.
Yeah. Like you said the other night, you got to do what you can control.
You can't control other people. You can only control what you do. So.
Yeah, but it just sucks whenever it has to do with something that we are so passionate about and love and literally eat, sleep, and breathe, think, dream.
Yeah.
And then the things that are out of our control that honestly we should be in control, that we should have a say-so in what they can and can't do. And it kind of sounds like maybe they're hearing us a little bit with some of the non-resident regulations coming in 2026 with the turkey. Possibly, hopefully, I don't know what's going to better us with CWD counties, the way they're wanting to take away the nomenclature CWD. But I don't know. Hopefully they're hearing us and they're putting our mass majority, which I don't know if your mass majority is the best thing because a lot of people don't think like we do. Kind of chasing, I guess, AKA the trophy deer. We're just looking for a different age class of bucks. We still like to shoot does and make a population healthy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. I just want to hope they're doing the same thing and not just trying to pad pockets and bring in funds, because CWD's been a major money influencer the entire time.
Yeah, so it looks like on here that they're going to move the early youth season back a week. Is that right?
Yes, they are. They are. I forgot about that one.
So that'd be in November now?
No,
it'd be earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they said it's because of Halloween. So, which only sucks. Honestly, I kill a lot of my deer in between like the 10th and the 20-something of October. It just seems like they're on the verge of checking scrapes and sniffing around, but they're still on some feeding patterns. And I kill a lot of my deer right then. So we have so many daggum deer seasons now with rifles. They're spooked all the time. I mean, they're just flat out spooked. I'm all for kids having the opportunity before we should have it. All for it.
Yeah.
But they just implement so many other rifle seasons. I don't, as just a diehard bow hunter, it is hard on us.
Yeah. Well, this is just my opinion too. Like, I don't think a kid cherishes killing a big buck. Like,
no,
somebody that's grew up and they've killed does, they've killed deer.
It can change their life though.
It could.
Oh yeah,
it could.
Yeah.
I mean that kid who knows where his trajectory of life goes. But if he kills a big buck, he's a hunter.
Yep.
I bet you anything he's a hunter for the rest of his life, and that's
Yeah.
a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to be hunters.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think that comes down to the parents. You know, if you're trying to make it so easy on them that it seems like fish in a barrel, which none of us had that opportunity really, but some places and some people have the means and the funds and just the lucky locations of doing that. But I also think it kind of depends on what age that they start doing that. I didn't kill my first deer till I was 11, and I shot a 120-inch 8-point, which was a big buck. To me, it's still a good buck around here.
Good deer.
But, you know, after that, I wasn't looking for big bucks.
Yeah.
I just wanted to kill a deer.
But you're hooked.
Hooked
Yep.
on it. The very first thing that I saw that was brown was down. And look at me now. I'm 32. So, 21 years later, I've gradually grew. I went from being a knucklehead doing somewhat illegal things, some illegal things, not even try to beat around the bush, to being as most ethical that I can possibly be with a diehard passion that is just, it eats me alive. Sometimes too much, honestly.
Yeah, hunting,
So-
man, I know what you're saying with that, because like when I was 17, I was hanging out with the wrong crowd of friends, kind of going
Yeah.
in the wrong direction and stuff. And I'll never forget, like, the first time I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I'm not going where I want to go. And so I remember my buddy Ethan Hoggard was a hunter, and I was like, dude, would you mind taking me hunting sometime? Because like I never grew up hunting or nothing.
I forget that.
And like we went out coyote hunting that day. He brought the old coyote call that was like a tape that you stick in there. Batteries were dead on it that day, but I'll never forget that feeling of sitting out in the blind out in the woods. Like, we didn't see no deer, we didn't see no coyotes, we didn't see nothing, but like I was like, dude, I like this, like this is cool. And then when he talked me into getting a bow, and the first time I seen a deer coming through the woods at me, I knew right then and there, like, that's what I love. Like, because my whole body was shaking.
I think if you put anybody out there for or against hunting and say, hey, you're going to get buck fever, and I can't tell you what it is, and you can't ask me what it is, just you're going to experience it. I truly think that no matter who you are, it's an animalistic instinct, a God-given instinct that we are put on this earth to provide and to kill and to manage. They're going to get some kind of feeling that they can't explain.
Yeah.
And they're going to be, and even some people, it ain't for them. There's hunters and there's gatherers. Yeah. Men and women both can be equally hunters and gatherers in today's world. It doesn't matter. So some people may kill or see deer and be like, you know what, I just want to watch, or I just want to film, or hey, I want to become a killer. I want to become a provider and put that from the woods to on my table. It's a rush that you can't explain.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've seen people that, you get them a bow, you take them out hunting, they kill a 160-inch deer the first time they ever sit in a tree stand.
Yeah.
And they never pick that bow up another day in their life, and they have no desire to do it. And it's like, so that makes me believe that there is a gene inside of each of us that are hunters that, you either have it or you don't. And there's nothing wrong with either side. Yeah. But it's just like like I said, the first time I seen a doe walking 60 yards through the woods, I was just like, oh, I love it. It was just something that just came over me. And
absolutely.
It changed my life. It changed my course of friendships.
Yeah.
I met so many good people. I got away from the people that I didn't need to be around. And I really attribute hunting to success, in my life personally.
When did you start getting into the big game, and not even that? When did you just start getting a liking for it? If you grew up with it or didn't? Or
weird. It was I never heard it as far as genes. Like he just said, it's like a gene in you. So my dad and my grandpa, even my grandpa on my mom's side, it's like they all hunted, but it was rifle season. Yeah. I think I went on a couple deer drives with my grandpa. My dad, he didn't. I hate to say it, he didn't take me. He'd go like opening weekend. He was just one of those.
That's how my grandpa was the same way.
Yeah, so it's weird for me. I don't remember ages, but I remember when I was little. I was a big reader, Lord of the Rings. It's weird that this Lord of the Rings, stuff like that, Legless. I was always into bows, and before I even say relating it to hunting, I remember my first bow was like a recurve, and then I had like a PSC Silverhawk, I think what it was.
Is that like a Walmart bow?
Yeah.
That's what I had
got
too.
At Walmart.
A little black Walmart bow.
Yeah, I don't remember what my age was. I was young. I was very young. And then the deer hunting started. I remember too young to even kill a deer. the house that he lives in now is my grandma's house.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And I'd get up early in the morning and I'd grab my little PSC Silverhawk and I'd go sit up against a tree and seen a lot of deer. And at that time there was a deer fence right there to the right.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
But they
But there are no deer in there.
but they used so what was crazy is they keep like giants, like 160 pluses.
So you just been accustomed to big bucks within bow range your entire life. No wonder you can kill them.
It seeped into his blood.
Yeah.
You're drinking the water.
I remember when like the first big buck ever came in within shooting range. My grandma and grandpa would still tell. My grandma's passed, but would still tell this more. My grandpa would tell you the story. I don't know. At the time, it was a giant, but it was probably 120 plus. Comes by me. And I'm a little guy sitting on the tree. With the reversible orange inside, camo outside, onesie kind of camo.
Yeah.
Sitting up at the tree. This buck, I could see it coming through the woods, and he's cruising. So this is Halloween-ish. Afterwards, he's cruising through the woods, and he gets too past. I could never shoot him. He gets past me. I get up and I chase him. I chased him, and I ran inside, and it was crazy. I was trying to get my grandpa up, Grandpa George. He knows Grandpa George.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, giant buck. So I can tell you exactly. It was.
How big is this deer fence pin deal?
It was like a staging area. I think it wasn't very.
It's about
big.
like 2 acres, maybe.
Like a corral type thing?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
The guy
I'm trying to
owned,
picture this here.
the guy owned pet deer.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I guess that's what it was. What?
Yeah.
I think it like. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was like he would buy them and they would stage there. If there was a doe in heat, like I don't know if he was in relations to some of these fences around here, but he would bring them in there and do stuff with them. So every now and then there was a couple super donkeys in there. But yeah, no, and then my dad
chased him.
My dad, I took off running after this deer.
They make AI videos over that now.
Yeah, and then I took off and ran inside and told my grandpa screamed. He's running and he grabbed the rifle and
Yes.
Yeah, he did. We both took off running.
He had that gene.
He got on the tree with this rifle. I think I just ran past him. I kept running. I don't know.
I can picture this in my head.
But
That's hilarious.
As time grows, I remember getting like my first, like I got a bear instinct after that. Never killed a deer with that. I might have killed one with that. That might have been my first kill. Wasn't anything. I remember my first Matthews. So it was early on, but what really got me into hunting was my dad is friends with a couple killers, like old school killers, big buck killers.
It's like the Illuminati of big bucks.
Yeah, I'm not even going to say names,
Yeah.
but like big buck killers.
Yeah.
And so I'd say when I was 14 or 15, they would one of them in particular would come pick me up and take me, and we were going on some properties that I shouldn't. Like I know now that we didn't have permission to be on.
Yeah.
And
But a lot of times back then, they didn't
didn't know.
care. Like most,
yeah.
they're like, just go hunt and,
Right.
Bring me some deer. Like, they didn't care. And that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
How old are you?
34.
34, just a couple years older than me.
Yeah. So I was probably 14 and 15. I remember one hunt in particular, like getting dropped off on a boat, like, hey, you'll go down this trail, you'll find the tree. And it was like my first hang on I ever got into. And I looked up this, and this was back in the day of pegs.
Yeah.
And I look it up, and it's 30 foot up there. And I got up there, no harness, and shot a coyote that day. Yeah, I went with some, I'd say OGs or whatever of hunting in this area. These guys, they killed many 160 pluses.
Yeah, long before trail cameras and cell
Yeah, they've been
cameras and
killing them.
Onyx. And
So yeah, they got me hooked. I don't know when I killed my first buck. I don't know. I don't know. That's the sad answer. I don't even have my first couple deer I killed anymore.
Really?
Yeah, because that's another story.
We've killed big enough ones now. They probably don't. They
don't
even amount to much.
I feel like I was in that age of growing up, and we're talking about how it changes your life. Bow hunting always brought me back. So like I drank a bunch, and went out and partied, and like during the summers and stuff, didn't care about deer hunting at all. But then like
I think we all go through that
deer
phase.
season came, and I was there.
Yeah.
And so at this time, I was like living with my grandma and grandpa, and all the deer I killed that would go in the garage. I had several racks in there, and then I went into like college stage, and it's kind of the same deal. But I was just like off. We lived over in Cape for a little bit.
Yeah.
My grandpa and grandma moved to Texas. I don't know what happened to all the deer I killed early on. I don't know. wouldn't say I grew up doing it, but it was a gene in me. Because I found out later, my grandpa George, I was in my 20s. He had still never killed a deer.
Really?
I didn't know that because as a kid, I looked at my grandpa George like he was
the killer.
He was the one that bought me my bows. Like him and my grandma Joyce, they bought my hunting equipment.
He stoked the fire.
Yeah, well, he did. He
probably
did.
one of those guys that enjoy seeing other people succeed.
Love him to death. Holy crap!
And then the enjoyment that
Good
he
dude.
knows you're going to get from having this passion and help stay out of trouble and create relationships that you just can't get on a brick and mortar street.
No.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like when you think about it, hunting brought me Alton in my life, which is where my house is now. Like every opportunity, you can stem it back to hunting. You know,
it does crazy things.
And I remember when I first was hanging out at Rednecks Racks and Reels back when Justin owned the bow shop.
Yep.
Justin told me one day, because I knew Alton all through high school, but we never hung out with the same crowd of people, really. I mean, we'd bump into each other. We didn't not like each other, but we just didn't really hang around a whole lot. And I never really seen him outside of his friend group that he had, so I never associated Alton with hunting. And I remember Justin was like, "Did you see that buck Alton killed?" And I was like, "Alton who?" And he's like, "Brookerson." I was like, "Alton hunts?" Like I just didn't see that.
Yeah.
And then he showed it to me. I was like, "Gosh dang, man, that's a good one, dude."
Mm-hmm.
And then anyways, when me and you really started becoming friends when we started doing the Acre and Outdoors and filming and stuff. And then
that's how
like
I met
me and him
Alton.
just like clicked. Like we went hunting for the first time and it was like friends for life right
Yeah,
there. Like,
yeah.
did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
We started doing karate in the garage.
Building bunks together.
Yeah. It's a special thing. I will
It
say
is.
that.
You guys had that, and that's how I met Alton. I said knew you for a while, but we never were close. We just shot bows and talked hunting a little bit, and it came to the same thing here. You guys got me on with Acre and Outdoors, and it kind of dwindled, and you guys lit a fire in me that I wanted to see where this could go. And it's, I don't know, 7 years later or something like that, and I've got Rack Attack Outdoors and now the Journey Unknown podcast, and it ain't gone much, but it's done something. It's got. This is my lifestyle. This is what I do.
Hey, that's like I said last week, dude. I'm like proud of you because you've got that drive to go and get it. Like even after we kind of fizzled Acre and Outdoors out, like you had enough respect to text me and ask me, make sure I wasn't going to be mad. And I said, no, dude, if that's what you want, get it. Like, because you're on fire right now.
I tried to get us back together, but it just we couldn't get everybody to fire at once, and it's hard to get. In order to have a group succeed, you have to have group effort.
Yep.
And it's even hard for me. Tony's busy, Trevor's gone, we got Derek up in Wisconsin. We're all just different, and I'm kind of stuck doing everything.
Yep.
Everything.
Yep. That makes it hard.
It makes it hard. So I'm hoping with this podcast system, it gets me fired up to where I can learn the editing quicker, to where it makes it a little easier, and just stay in tune and up to date about what's going on. And then when I get a video done, they can be, I make sense. You guys talked about this. Now I can see it on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, And it just, I want to
provide quality entertainment.
Seriously, I just want to be an entertainer.
Even if it's just for local people that know us. Like, that's just cool. Like
it's just a way we can sit down with some buddies and bullshit or talk stuff that's going on, or just talk hunting stories. I'm going to do a segment called Tall Tale Chronicles. That's originally what the name was going to be, Tall Tale Chronicles. And it's like the one that got away. Like get done after season and be like, hey, tell us some stories,
I've had a lot of those.
Yeah.
There's some of them.
Yeah. But, I wasn't always a big buck killer. I got lucky. My very first deer with a rifle was, to me, a big buck, and since then I've killed a couple 120s. I've made my way up to a couple 150s, and then I've made my way back down to 120s and then 130s. Like, I'm kind of, like you said, got the fire and the drive, or it's feed me. And once you get that itch, you got to forever scratch. It's hard to do, but I would not trade it for nothing. I just wish sometimes I didn't let some of the things bother me that I see that I can't control, whether it's the wrongdoing, illegal stuff, or just the political thing of it, about putting a finger on me saying I can or can't do anything, especially whenever they're doing it too.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, hate to call a hypocrite, but check yourself.
Yeah, for sure. It is hard to look at other people or in situations like that and get down on your dauber. But like I said, the secret, I think, is just finding happiness in what you do and what you love, and just kind of putting, because like I said, I'm not a professional on keeping up with all this stuff because I don't keep up with it. Like, I mean, I just when I find out what the dates are, I go hunting. But it is, I mean, like I said, it is interesting to. That article I read today, it kind of made me see a different side of things, kind of more political. And
we need to see that because that stuff's put behind closed doors, and it has to be put out there somewhere, but they're not knocking on your door, sending out surveys saying, hey, we changed all these policies, and we're changing all these funds and whatnot. What do you think? They're not going to do that. And a lot of people just, you said they showed up for rifle season like you did growing up, and my family did growing up, and you hunted rifle season, that's it. Well, we do deer in our minds 365. So we need to know the policies and kind of know what's coming down the drain. And maybe this can be a niche to where we reach out and be like, hey, we may not know everything about this, but bring this to their attention so that a few of them can hear about it because these things will change our lives. They'll change our hunting styles. They could literally quite change our culture and our God-given rights. It really could, for the better or for the worse. So
just like that whole deal that was going on earlier about I don't even, like I said, don't get me, but they were talking about selling public land. Oh. Have you heard about that?
Oh yeah, the not 1 acre. You had Joe Rogan and Cam Haines and all them guys. Sorry, fellas.
We pause this interruption for a turkey time.
Gobble gobble. Money. Welcome back. Before we get moving too far, I told Swill I was going to do this at the beginning of the podcast, and I didn't do it. I want to thank some of our not sponsors, they're partners with us. We've got, I don't have it anywhere. Vika. You can probably see it over there. Vika Camouflage. They're a little bit newer of a camouflage company, but they reached out to us after Texas this year and wanted to know if we wanted to help us out. And we said, hell yeah. And I've been running them this summer and this fall, and I absolutely love their gear. And I'm not just saying it because they put my logo on their stuff. It's because it truly is nice stuff. I plan on going to Iowa. I didn't get drawn, luckily.
Hey,
we're all three going this year. We
should.
I'll have 7 points. I think we all are the same exact boat.
Yeah.
Zone 5. Maybe.
We'll talk.
Okay, we'll get to there. But
I might hunt a close 6. We'll see.
Okay.
I don't know. I won't be with you guys, though.
You won't need us, won't leave us.
I want to be with you
guys.
Oh,
I thought he said, I don't need you guys. I'm like,
I don't need you.
Jesus.
That's how big buck killers are.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm not putting in a good word for you for Santa Claus.
Oh, my gosh. No, I'd never.
But anyway, Vika, man, I told him, I said, I was going to buy some better gear this year because here in Southeast Missouri, it is literally 60 degrees December 17th or something. So I wanted to get some good stuff for traveling and being in a little bit warmer. And they've got a good mix of early line, mid line, late season. They've got like a dark color for like your deep dark woods. They got the light color there for, your lighter stuff. And right now with like the leaves being off, it's a little bit of a lighter color. I want to think that I blend in pretty good with what limbs and skyline I have. And I just like their stuff. It's nice. And it's not your cheapest and it's not your most expensive. It's just a good middle line. With that, I want to thank Antler Edge and BioRack with Ronnie Kaufman and Brad Muse out in Oklahoma. If you guys are looking to get in on a hunt like management deer and pigs, it's all free range stuff. They lease a bunch of land and offer that opportunity. It's good damn hunting. And they also have a really good product with mineral and protein and Lucky Dust and stuff for your pigs and turkeys and whatever. If you're allowed to bait, they've got stuff for you. If you're not allowed to bait and just be able to run supplemental feed like mineral, they've got that too. And trust me, if it wasn't for them and Whitetail Greens with the guys in Greenville, local, I would not have shot my buck this year. And I say it every time. They truly did put a big role. My cat loves it too. She's right here. They played a big role on how I shot my deer and why I shot my deer. It was a 6-year-old buck. I've had it on camera for 4 years in a 48-acre piece, and he stayed there a lot of the time. So I want to thank them guys for believing in us, helping us, and we truly believe in them. We wouldn't run their stuff if we didn't. So I want to get that out of the way. I'll probably think of somebody that I missed, and I'll pop up with it after a while, but those are my main guys. So anyway, do we want to get like our 10-second turkey segment out? Because I told you that we've always talked turkeys, and I don't like turkeys. Especially with Tony, he's a turkey guy, and Swilly likes turkeys as well.
I like turkeys.
I want to start by saying I don't like turkey hunting, and that's all that I've got.
I love it. I'm just not that good at it. That's all I got.
You better make this quick.
Yeah, I don't turkey hunt really.
Awesome.
You got into it for a little bit. And
I've killed some turkeys.
Yeah.
But I've killed some turkeys deer hunting.
Yeah.
Well, you got into it that one year. About had some luck on your own.
Yeah. I know.
Except for that coyote.
That coyote, yeah. And then we went down to Tennessee and turkey hunted, had a blast there.
That's my very up-to-date Mossberg
Nice.
turkey gun. I call it Old Ugly, if you don't know why. It's been called that since I was a little bitty kid, and it was old whenever I got it.
Looks good to me.
That's my turkey slayer.
I have a fun time turkey hunting. Like I like being with the boys. Like if I'm going to
That's
go turkey
the
hunting
thing.
by myself, I might not go. I'll probably go smallmouth fishing.
I may sleep through my alarm.
Yeah.
See, I don't fish.
Oh yeah, that sounds.
And it's not any reason other than I seriously am just so eat up with deer. That's all I think about, even whenever it's. Or we're big in fitness, and I honestly spend more time at the gym than I do anywhere. Or I would spend. I've talked about maybe becoming a personal trainer or something, or just a coach, just because that's where I spend a lot of my time. But just besides the point, like that's really the two things I do is like to be active and fit, and then anything archery, and that's my deal.
If you're gonna,
go ahead.
I've got an idea.
What's that?
You remember how I was telling you about Iowa next year? You two are all fit, and I'm just like, if you want to become a personal trainer, I'll let you train me.
There you go.
I need to be trained.
Do you like being yelled at?
No,
You like being stuck with needles.
Well, no.
Yeah, we got one secret.
You're starting to sound like my wife. I mean, she does yell at me, and she tries to poke me.
Well, she knows what she's doing. She does it.
She does. Yeah, she does.
What does she do exactly?
She's just RN. Yeah,
just an RN.
just an RN.
Just an orange.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. No, she's amazing.
I'm just a redneck. Seriously,
She
I
is
look at the sun like me and you're light skin. Well, you kind of tan, don't you?
A little bit in the summertime. Yeah.
Well, you are. Would you say the other podcast?
Half Mexican.
No. African Plains. You're from the African Plains. Swilly Vanilli from the African Plains.
No.
I listened to that today in the loader, and I laughed out loud. I LOL'd. Not even joking. I LOL'd.
Speaking of his wife, she is on camera the sweetest girl I've ever met.
Well, we decided
Besides my wife.
Yeah, number 2 for him. Megan's number 2 for me.
Alexa, listen. I got a fiery wife.
Yeah, so's mine.
Fiery.
Oh yeah. Love her
I
to
think
death,
we're all
though.
on the same thing. I
Yeah.
think she could beat me up with a frying pan.
I may have met your wife,
You-
maybe briefly, but I don't.
She's a sweetheart,
I
bro.
don't
She's
know
a
if I've ever
sweetheart
met
to everybody else but me.
Maybe
But she really
that is a wife thing.
She's a sweetheart, man.
Yeah, take out your frustration on the ones you love the most. Deer. I mean, my deer, my dear Aunt Sally.
Yeah.
Speaking of fitness and deer hunting and stuff like that, I was gonna give a shout out to our buddy Arden Allison. He's got a Facebook page, and if you're into that kind of stuff and fitness and all that stuff, motivation, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Scott. But he's got a page on there called Undefeated Men, and it's all about becoming a better man and just bettering yourself in life, and real good material. So
Yeah,
That's awesome.
we talked
give
about
it a look.
success on the last podcast, and he is truly finding success, whether it's fitness, income, family, positive attitude, ripped as rip can be.
Yep.
Like he's got it going on.
and got some good turkey hunting down there.
Yeah.
Good turkey
Tennessee.
hunting.
That was some of the funnest times, man.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Tennessee, actually meeting Arden was one of the biggest changes in my life. So
Yeah, that's a kind of a cool story.
it's a crazy story. Can we get into it?
Yeah, get
I
into it.
guess.
We're here, man.
So I was working a job I didn't like. Me and my wife she was in school at the time, and we were just both exhausted, tired, getting into a lot of fights. And Jenny came up with the idea. She's like, "Hey, why don't you go down to Tennessee for a week? It's bow season, and just clear your head." And I did. And actually, it's her aunt and uncle, amazing people. I love them. I absolutely love them. I don't know if they were in Illinois at the time or what, but like the first 3 days I was down there, and it's endless woods. Like it's very similar to us here, but it's
Not quite as hilly either.
it's hilly.
Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know where he's at. You may not want to say, but
No, it's like spring. It's south.
Prim Springs.
Yeah,
I
Prim
think.
Springs. Yeah, it's southwest of. Anyways, it's beautiful country. Very similar to this.
Beautiful.
I've seen some of the turkey clips. I just know it's pretty. But
But speaking of Arden, like I spent almost a week not talking to anybody. Like
a reset.
Yeah, I woke up in the morning before daylight, took off up into the woods, and these are big woods, like that haven't been cut in a long time. If they have been cut, I don't know if they have. But you get up on a hill and you could see like 500, 600 yards, big trees, and just got lost back there for a week. And then I think her aunt was like, hey, you need to, and I was bow hunting, seeing deer, seeing turkeys, but just having that just getaway. Anyways, they introduced me to Arden. I don't know how long ago this was.
How did somebody know him that you?
Yeah, so their family and my wife's family are very close. Like
okay.
in programs, they were like all just church and stuff. Like very very close.
Just or they know each other from organizationally.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyways, Arden, which is a crazy story. Arden had cancer at the time, and I don't know. We might need to ask Arden if I say that, but he did. And so they introduced me to him. He was into hunting. I was into hunting. And we had, like the last couple of days, had a heck of a time getting to know Arden, hunting their farm, seeing a lot of deer, shot some deer down there. Just came back a different guy. Yeah. Like I wouldn't say it saved me and my wife's relationship but it was crucial.
Well, I understand that struggle. I mean, that's where we're at. Like I told you now, we're slow at work, no overtime, took on this mortgage. Still trying to, like I told her, if I ever have to stop doing what I love, I'll be a miserable man. And it's just at the point of like,
life gets like that.
Yes. At the point of like, am I doing too much, being selfish? Or I've always wanted to show my kids that it's okay for families to only center around their kids. I get it, but you also have your own life to live, and you have to give them something to look up to. And I don't want them to grow up and think that once they're an adult and have kids, their life is now over with as far as dreams. Because as a kid, you're a dreamer, man. And as you grow up, and you guys have probably heard me talk about this before, it's just as you grow up, people just start squashing them and saying it's not possible. You got to get a real job. You got to get a real atmosphere. You got to get a real mindset. You got to get a real car, all this stuff. I'm like, man, F you. Seriously. Like, who are you to say that I can't chase dreams and I'm too old and have these other responsibilities to where I can't chase? And no, you can do it unhealthily, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I want them to say, hey, my dad failed and succeeded. I said to the night, it's okay to try, it's okay to fail, it's okay to try it again.
Yep. For sure.
And there is a line there you can cross to where you can sacrifice your relationships and your marriage and your kids and your income and your household by doing those things. But I also think that dadgummit, you gotta find a way of trying to make things happen. Even though I don't have an end goal, I don't know where this is going to go, if it ever goes anywhere. Do I want to do something different in life as far as making a living? Yeah, and hopefully somewhere along the line I'll find a way of doing it with an outdoor industry style of thing. But if not, I don't think I'll ever go to the woods again without a camera. I think I'll always do something along the lines of this, and I can't, I'm the richest man in the world to have, friends like you guys and other people that surrounding me. Like, that's what makes a rich man rich, is the people that's around him. And the richest men in the world have artificial friends.
Yep.
Yeah. They have yes men and handouts. So sometimes, money ain't everything. Like you said, success is given. But I would like to have a more comfortable, passable, generational type of lifestyle.
I heard something today that was very important that just kind of reminds me of that. A guy said, work harder on yourself than you do pursuing a job or being successful. Because he said when you work on yourself, he said your job and your success will naturally follow.
I struggle with that.
And that is the hardest thing, is to work on yourself. Like, being disciplined, being, telling yourself no to this, no to that. I'm saving this money, because I'm in the same boat you are right now. Like, I'm trying to further my thing, but I don't want to forsake my family either. I just want to, but that's part of life. And that's, like you said, you want to show your kids that, hey, look, like Dad tried. I mean, but he still loved us, and he spent time with us as much as he could, but he never stopped trying to be better. And because I know what you're saying, it's like you get in that rut when you got a 9-to-5 job, and you're comfortable, but it just feels like in the back of your mind, you're like, there's more to this. Like I could do a little more,
Being comfortable doesn't create growth.
Exactly. You got to step out of that comfort zone in order to grow. Because if you just sit there, you're never gonna do it. And there's nothing wrong with being just
absolutely not.
If that's what makes you happy, then that.
Yeah.
But
some people are content with just being content.
And I mean, I was for a long time, and it's like I'm 35 years old right now, and I'm finally hitting to that point where it's like I want to do something. Like I want to be able to afford this, because like right now I've been having to tell my daughter no when you go to the store or something like that,
Yeah.
like, and not saying that that's wrong, because I mean, you're going to have to say no even if you had all the money in the world, but
Yeah.
and the money in the world is not going to make you successful. It's just the success of being a better you. That'll be more successful in your life than any amount of money will ever, because that's what this guy said that really stuck out to me. He said, let's see if I can word this right.
Is this Alton?
What?
Is this Alton?
No. He said you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't work on yourself and, acquire the skills, the emotional of being rejected and stuff like that, and you don't build yourself up where you made that money, and you just have a pile of money, if that money gets stolen and you have no fundamentals and growth, then it's going to be hard to get it back. But if you have all those skills and fundamentals and you lose your money, you've still got all those skills and nobody can take those from you.
Yeah.
You can still just go earn that money back. So
Something about that was in my mind today, because I'm talking, if we get laid off, I'm like, what am I going to do? Because I've gotten comfortable with having a good paying job and just steady, And yeah, I've done this stuff, but this stuff technically is a business, and it costs me a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't make any money. So I've been working on things that are for myself, and I'm trying to picture, like, is it, I don't know. It is being an influence, but I don't know. I'm struggling with mindsets here. I can't really explain it. I just hope maybe you can just understand it without me having to say it. But that crossed my mind, like, what am I going to do if I do get laid off and I have to supplement that income, because or else we'll lose our house and our rigs, and it's like,
yep.
What am I? Which I can find ways of doing things, but I don't want to be so miserable then that my life won't have as much purpose because I can't do these things. I'll have to work more hours with the job that I hate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to bring it into my family and my friends and just, become a rebellious, negative person.
And that's the sad thing too, is that there's a lot of people that are jealous of people, their buddy's success.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's like,
your closest
dude, like,
friends are your biggest enemies.
Like
Sometimes.
I honestly can say, I want all you guys to succeed and be the best. Like, I mean, that would make my heart so happy.
Yeah.
But like some people,
Because if you get hunting land, you let me come over and hunt.
some people get jealous of growth. Like when you start growing and you start becoming a better person, dude, it's like, some people feel uncomfortable with that, and it's like sometimes you just kind of gotta leave them where they are and still be their friend. Don't get me wrong, but you gotta work on yourself and your family. That's the number one thing in life, I think. And I've seen a lot of my buddies like you and Alton. I mean, you guys have. By the way, Alton is the sales manager at Toyota Baldwin. If you guys need a car, go down there and see him, because
He's like the smiling Bob of vehicles, a gift that he keeps on giving. They never quit.
I guess shout out Baldwin.
Yeah, we're looking at him.
You can see the polo underneath here.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, dude. Like I'm proud of all you guys for being my buddy and just being good people.
Cheers to that.
That's what matters.
It is.
Well, I remember when you were making that big life decision, leaving the job you had been at 11 years. I mean, me as a friend, you know what I want? I mean, you knew I was calling everybody I know. Anybody that had a connection to the job he wanted, I was calling them. And hey, I got to tell you about my best friend. Like,
we've heard this from everybody, but
yeah, like
truly, anybody that knows him,
oh my gosh,
every time I meet him, even you or anybody anybody in his friendship group that's close, is going to be like a friend of mine. Like, because I know he surrounds himself around good people. Sorry to interrupt you there, but
no, you're good. But that's me. And so like as a manager, I've hired a lot of my friends, like people I trust that I know are good people. Mm-hmm. And I tell every single one of them, I want you to do better than me. And like, so, and that's the car business. It's like, yes, as a manager, the pay changes a little bit. And so on the sales guys, which I did that for a long time, like it's based off of your performance. So you got to hustle. It's like you get there at 8 and leave at 5. You got to go in there and pretend this is a factory job. I've got to do this and this, or you there's a lot of guys that just sit back. But I tell every single one of them, I want you to make more money than me. I want you to be more successful than me. And I do. I mean that. Mm-hmm. I 100% mean that. Like I want us all to do good. and I'm just that's the type of person I am.
It's another one of them genes. Like we want to see people succeed.
I do.
It's a damn good mindset.
I don't have to be above nobody.
You know what's I was thinking about this last night, and this kind of goes back. I like seeing people enjoy themselves too.
Yep.
Like that's one of my favorite things. I was thinking about my buddy, which I should give him a shout out. TJ Hedge. He runs an outfitter, a duck hunting outfitter, out in Northeast Arkansas. It's Falling Feathers Outdoors.
Cool.
And I think from just hearing, he's one of the best around. Like he's.
I'm a basically professional, right? I've been twice. I went last weekend duck hunting.
Oh, you really?
I got my first duck.
I'm not a duck hunter at all.
Yeah.
I mean, But that was my thing. I was like, I keep telling him I want to go down there and just watch. I don't even want to take a gun. He's all about it too, and I need to do this.
I went to film. That's all I did.
I just
buying a tag.
Right. I love seeing people enjoy their thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not a golfer, but if you love golfing and you want to invite me, heck yeah, I'm down to go.
Exactly.
Because I want to see you. I want to see you love life.
Exactly.
I do.
Yeah.
Because
If you want to go see me love live playing golf, don't, because it makes me so mad. So
Golf
mad.
does?
Yes. But I love it, man. I love going. But you know what? With a few beer and some buddies,
It's a good
you can turn anything that's a struggle into a good time.
Oh, yeah.
Deer camp, golfing. After you get done not making a sale on a Toyota, but you probably did because it's Toyota. You know, having the friends around you, man, is what makes it
good people.
Support system.
Yes, absolutely. So with that about being successful and seeing people do better, you are more successful and do better with reading maps, and I need to pick your daggum brain.
Okay. I wouldn't say better. I don't know.
Man, but anybody that knows you, they're like the map guy, the big killer guy, Alton. Like, that's what people know you by.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Well, we see it.
So this is like how I always
I didn't know
describe
that.
you to my friends. I'm like, Alton is like one of the only guys I've ever been around that can visualize killing a big buck before he kills it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even know how to learn how to do that. It's a gene.
Yeah, you not only see the topography and be like, this doesn't just look good. You're like, yeah, there's 3 9 points and an 11 point. There's a 176. He might be a 13. He's bedded right there, guarantee it. Like it's almost that point to like you just see it.
I haven't done that. I'm like, that's crazy. At 176, I haven't killed a deer on that level.
I know. You know what? You just like you have something about you to where it's instinctive. You know,
It's natural.
It's natural. You probably have some history with it, but I know you don't just wake up one morning and just be what do we call that in the night? There's a name for it. Like a movie or somebody there where they see the future, or have like a third dimension type of style of thinking. The Illuminati?
That's what we said tonight.
Oh, we say it tonight?
He grew up around the Illuminati of big buck killers.
Okay.
So mapping.
So first off, you use Onyx, right?
I use everything.
You use everything. So we got, what do we have? Not Hunt. That's a
Google Earth, Google Maps, any mapping system that has a different outlook than the other one I'm using.
Yeah, which seemed like a lot of them now, because before, what's the one that was main on LiDAR? What does Lee Ellis use?
So that's weird. I don't know. So the LiDAR Ethan has to send me. So it's funny.
So Onyx has that now. You know that?
No, bro.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I
unlocked a new level.
Yeah, I found that out the other day. I was Googling stuff. I'm like, I can't think of the Spartan Forge.
Okay, I've heard of that one because of Ethan,
Yep.
I think. So like that's coming to like any mapping information I can get. Driving by it, going on Street View, looking I sometimes catch myself going a mile out from that property, seeing how the property lays. I was thinking about this, and I've thought about this a bunch when it comes to mapping. I've been obsessed with maps forever. I used to draw maps. I'd take this, if I had a whiteboard here, I'd start, and as a kid, would draw Poplar Bluff from the way I knew it. But when it comes to deer hunting, something I like to do is imagine a wind tunnel. This is a weird thing that I do a lot. I'll take let's say, different size comparison depending on where I'm at, like a 20-acre square. If this is, I'm going to be in this 20 acres, or I've got history, and I'll, in my head, turn it, run wind through it.
I see what you're saying. I try to do this, but I get there and it's a northeast southwest wind and it doesn't work for me.
You need steady wind. Okay, so if you're going to a spot, say,
is it different? So you're a little bit south of here.
Yeah.
Do you have problems with the wind switching directions all the time?
Stay out of bottoms.
So you guys you haven't been to my farm.
Okay.
It's all a bottom.
Okay. Is it big bottoms? Is it come down a hill and big bottom, or is it like little tights?
It's tights.
Yeah.
Comparatively speaking, it's tights. Like it ain't 100-yard tights. We have a few fields that are 100 acres, but everything runs off a steep ridge and fingers, and it's like you have a 10-mile-an-hour wind of the northwest, and it'll blow in all kinds of directions. The way it will bounce off these ridges. Okay. Oh man, it's a hard place to hunt. So it's just a lot of this area.
Yeah, this area is bad, and that's what's kind of taught me because
So most likely you're supposed to stay out of those places.
Do what? Say that again.
You're supposed to like stay out of those places. Like hunt the wind.
Yeah.
If it's wrong, but it's like, oh, that's where I want to go. That's the family farm, right? Even some places I have on public. There's a reason why those big bucks survived because they knew I was there long before I got in.
They use those little chutes and stuff. It circles wind like it's.
Is that called a thermal hub? Is that?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that talk about. I don't know like the thermal. I do know the thermal game in the sense of like get up on a ridge in the morning. You can see you can see stuff lifting, and at nighttime it draws down. But like even so, like like a wind. What I was getting at, like, and I don't want to interrupt you. You want to like a wind tunnel of a car. What I always imagine in my head is like this is a car or the piece of property, and if it's northeast wind, it comes through, and I like to imagine what that wind's going to do down in this little chute, but like you can just imagine wind kind of like circling down there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I stay out of that.
Okay.
I stay out of that. I don't want a northeast wind and the deer is blowing at me from the northeast.
Right.
You know, like I don't like that. I like real predictable stuff.
So do you? I've learned this year about like leeward or layward ridges. Whenever you're looking at a northwest wind and you've got a finger right here and the wind's coming, northwest, are you looking for setting up on that wind facing slope or the leeward facing slope comparative? Like where do you think deer are bedding? I know it's very geographical dependent, but just picture like an M of ridges, which I had those on the farm a lot, in the bottoms of field. And you're wanting to set up one of them pockets because the deer's on one of them slopes.
Yeah.
Where would you set up on a north? I say this because there's a northeast wind or northwest wind Friday morning, and I've got an M that I'm wanting to hunt. So I'm trying to get your idea here. I'm trying to slide into your DMs.
Yeah.
But what is it? Maybe you're looking at if it strictly is a 10-mile-an-hour northwest wind, and you got an M sitting like, a damn near parallel with that wind.
It depends on the time of year.
Okay.
So it depends on like this time of year. Are you focusing on hunting what people call the late rut? So still hot does or random hot doe. Are you hunting that buck like he's bedding and going to food again?
Yes.
That's how you're hunting them.
Yeah.
And it's after rifle season in Southeast Missouri. And I'm like,
sorry,
give me
1 second. Will you stop that and start that real quick?
Yep.
That's annoying. I got to hook that camera up to the computer and run it. Okay.
So like I said, it depends on what deer, and I say what deer, not like physical deer, but what deer you're hunting. Are you hunting the post rut feeding, rutting? What kind of deer are you hunting? Is there a buck you're after? Or are you just hunting a ridge?
Both.
Okay. So this time of year, is it north of here? Is it in like your home area?
It's a little bit like farm-wise, Williamsville area.
Okay. Those deer have been pressured like crazy.
Bad. That gravel road that runs through it,
buddy. Yeah, that's the
no deer in the field. Mm-hmm. I see every. So I have 45 minutes to work in Piedmont, almost desert. I'll see anywhere from 20 to 60 deer every evening I come in, all in the fields. Whenever I drive through my farm, if I see 10 on 1,200 acres.
Are they nocturnal in those fields probably eating?
Yeah, but I'm not even getting anything on camera. Like they're skirting. It's just almost like they're non-existent. I see a few deer, but I'm seeing like the same few deer all the time. They've been tough all year round, but just like opening day of rifle season, I had somebody shoot a deer off the road. That happens way more than I want to know.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. This time
but I'm
of year,
just in general, just to kind of pick your brain on maybe what you're thinking. Like you said, the wind tunnel. Not like I may be thinking, the wind's blowing out of the northeast. I'm looking at what's hitting that first slope. You're looking at what's going on behind it, and how probably the topography lays and the incline and the decline and what food's there, what feeding trees or browsing or
he's
kind of what's in your mind.
In my mind on deer hunting right now is I mean, I'm not doing a whole lot of it, but I get what you're saying. You were talking about which side of the hill were you hunting? Are you hunting the side that's blowing on or the back side where it's doing that little wind thing? Right now, those deer, man, that's a tough one. This is a tough time of year to hunt.
I know. That's what I'm saying, because where I'm hunting is tough. I got busted to the night on a deer. It was a northwest wind, and it was blowing from a lot of the north, and it would switch to straight west. Yeah. And it done at the last moment. I had a buck come up. I wasn't going to shoot, but I was trying to get eyes on him. He was a 8 or 9 point buck, heavy frame, but honestly, a little heavier than that buck, but about the same frame wise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I ain't gonna shoot him, but I want to know what he was, or want to get him on film. And he ended up getting wind of me. Didn't know what I was, but he got a whiff. He
got a whiff, yeah.
But it's a finger and a big ridge, and that wind constantly swirls up there, and it's a bunch of greenbrier on an old logging road.
That's where those deer are going to be.
It's a pond.
This time of year especially, I mean, they're going to be real touchy. They're going to be in those areas that like they can smell everything, or even if that wind's not coming at them all the time here in a little bit, because it is kind of that wind's going to get to them, and they're going to kind of know what's in the area, be on alert. If I was hunting like an area like that right now, I'd probably be hunting the top of one of those pockets.
Yeah, and it's hard to get up there. I could. It's a lot of walking and some hills, but I could. And I thought about that, but it's almost far enough away. So far, what I'm seeing, deer are 100 yards off the fields. Right now.
Is your farm border government?
Yeah.
Is it morning?
But there's roads all over the government that lead right to the farm.
Yeah.
And it's evening time. I've been. I can't.
Well, then I'd hunt the field edges. I'd be hunting the field edges.
I have been, but it's like I'm almost getting close enough. Almost.
Yeah, it's just a freaking game. Yeah.
They come out here one time, and then you go to that spot, and then the next evening they come out.
Absolutely. And where I watched deer come through this gap in the fence multiple times in the last week. Mm-hmm. I set a camera up there. I've had 0 deer pictures of them using that gap. Wow. 0. And I set the camera off a little bit up high, and I had 0 deer. And I've literally watched the same 5 deer come through that fence, but 2 or 3 times I hunted there in the last week, run through that gap, and I haven't had one picture.
I don't know.
But it's warmed up. We had a cold spell, then it warmed up.
Yesterday, or when was that real cold day?
Sunday
and Monday was really cold.
Yeah. It was. I seen a lot of deer. I seen a couple big bucks in the middle of the fields in the middle of the day.
I saw a doe getting chased this evening by what I'm assuming was a buck behind it.
Yeah,
the way it acted was getting pushed.
I don't even know where this started, but where I would hunt is probably in one of those pockets, towards the top of one of those pockets. Well, evening, no, I'd be hunting the field edge, and it's just gambling right now.
Yeah,
I feel like unless you,
I don't have food plots established, not there on the farm.
So
you're not hitting my food plot at the house,
and there's no acorns anymore.
No, they're gone.
So you're hunting. How big is this field that they're feeding in?
Oh, big.
Yeah, so you're hunting like
very big, and they're not going to come out till right at dark.
Yeah, dude, that's a tough hunt.
Gravel road. I think it's roughly 700 yards by 500 to a fence, and then it's about 500 yards wide by like 80 yards wide.
This is crazy. Do you have are those deer, do you call to them ever? Are they kind of not the type of deer you can call to?
I don't blind. Okay, so when it's pre-rut, I've blind called and rattled a few deer in and grown a few deer in. But like right now, no, I haven't messed with them. They just seem so on edge.
Yeah, they're definitely on edge, and they're definitely, those deer are gonna try to bust you beforehand. But I'm just wondering. I've had some weird success late season, December, doing some light rattling.
I've seen my best rutting activity this time of the year.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen.
I usually see some of my biggest deer this time of the year. It's kind of few and far between, and it's easy to get complacent, and next thing you know, you look up and they're there, but they are way more on edge than they are in October.
Oh yeah, buddy. Yeah.
So if you're not ready for them, they're gone.
It's a tough time. I've killed a decent buck this time of year, and it was on a direct food source, and I had water making little funnels. Like I knew where they were coming from. Mm-hmm. I knew where they were going, and I killed a decent buck this time of year. But most of my deer aren't this time of year deer.
Most of mine's October, or late September.
I have like three different times where it's like those are the times I need to be hunting. first, and I haven't even done it the last couple of years just because life's gotten busy. But the first couple of days of season, I've killed a lot of my better bucks. The first couple of days of season, the first big cold snap of October, and then in that time period, and these are different places. Like early season, I want to focus on beans and like big food sources. And I've watched these deer all summer. I know where they're coming and going. That's what I'm hunting in. Like that first snap of October, I'm finding those acorns. Like, and that's obvious around here, but even in a bad year,
we still had some this year.
You can still find some.
Go to the high points.
Yeah, probably.
And you got to find them. Like but then I'm hunting that stuff, and then the rut, or like, well, I guess 4 times because I think the rut's it's good, but it's not my favorite.
Mine not.
I like that right before rut when it's cruising.
Is that when you like it too? Before it?
Yeah, I like that October 20th through the or
right at the end of that lull.
Yeah.
The last 2 years. So I shot. Was he at 9? That's not the one I shot last year. One shot last year a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it looked bigger. I think it shrank.
Yeah, I shot that one a few years ago, but it's been that like seems like October 13th through like the 25th.
Yeah,
is whenever I have just
found
luck.
That buck I filmed up there at Williamsville. That was October 13th deer, and then Ethan shot that buck October 13th morning that year.
I'm in for that first cold snap in October is about as good as it gets. Those bugs,
Are you a morning, evening guy at all times, or just either or? Just kind of what's going on
anymore? It's whenever I can go.
Yeah,
it's like if I get a chance to go, I'm going to go.
Yeah, I'm limited. I get 3 days off a week. I work 4 10s right now, which is kind of nice. But then when I'm off on the weekend, so is everybody else. Which most of the people.
Yeah, Yeah, morning or evening. I mean, obviously the time of year matters. If I'm hunting the early season, I don't want to. And there was times in my life where I was like, I can catch this buck coming into the bed from these food sources. I've had some crazy hunts, and
it depends on your location in your farm or whatever you're hunting. Yeah, that's definitely
and that's
my
a
place
risky
is hard
game.
To hunt in the
that's
mornings.
a risky game.
Yes,
you're playing.
It is.
But so early season, it's obviously evenings. That first cold front of October, I like mornings 100% better than I do evenings. And then pushing into like pre-rut when they're cruising and stuff, don't matter. I'd like to hunt all day if I could.
Yeah.
And then rut again, it's kind of all day. So yeah. But yeah, mapping, that's what we originally talked about. Right. I am obsessed with it. I've always been obsessed with it. I don't like to think I can point out a spot, which I have a crazy story. Point out a spot, and this is where the big buck's going to be. I do have some crazy stories. One of them, Matt Ice. I love that guy. He's one of our greatest
we talk
friends.
About him too. Talk about him too.
But it's not like
one night we need to get like all the OG acorn guys and like what cut my teeth and just sit down and bullshit.
But if I do get lucky and that happens, it's not from luck. It's from a lot.
Yeah, I will say this about Alton. All the time I've ever hung out with him, like when we're up at deer camp and we're all goofing off, doing something in the kitchen like that, Alton's always on the couch peering at his phone.
Yep.
And I'll go over to him and he'll be like, what do you think? And he'll be thinking about where that buck's going to be.
I'm taking those maps and I'm moving them around. I'm looking at every little thing, and then if I can get up there, most of my big northern Missouri. Well, the first one,
Pussycat,
yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of scouting in it. There's a lot of time spent thinking about those spots, narrowing stuff down, like looking at a big field, and I'm like, okay, depending on what the wind's going to do, these 4 spots look good. Then I actually get up there and I look at these 4 spots and narrow it down, and then I
was going to ask that question next.
I've got 3 or 4 spots here. Okay, what's the wind doing? Now we're getting closer. Okay, this is where I'm going to be.
Yeah, and
that's where it comes from. So maybe you're catching me early on, where I've already figured out this is where I'm going to be, and it's happened.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe you were so obsessed with maps that if you said that's where I'm going, like when you get out there, if your instinct is just I have to go there because I've already put all this time in, or if you're one that would kind of situational, because sometimes I don't know. A lot of times I get out there and I'll change my mind, but usually it's because of outside factors. I got cows there, or somebody like this last week I had vacation. They're liming all my fields, and I've had deer push up in the woods the entire week because of it.
Right.
They can't take that kind of pressure that they've already been ran through. But sometimes I pick a spot on the map and I'll be so undecisive with my life that I say, hey, you already said you're going here. Just go here.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe pick out within 100 yards of that, depending on what the actual terrain looks like, whether they got some greenbrier, some honeysuckle, or, you know, it's kind of like this time of the year. If there's a deer trail, you know, or if the wind is a little swirly in there, I want to get up a little bit higher, probably, depending on morning or evening, to try to mitigate a little bit of that wind drift.
Yeah. I would say this too. There's so many different types of like me hunting. Like there are those like mission driven hunting trips. Like I was talking about Mad Ice, there's like a 3-day period there. I had found a buck in the summertime I wanted to shoot. Actually, my wife found a buck that was a monster. Yeah. So then it's like my brain's just going on, and I had...
He's locked.
I knew where I wanted to be. And then, make a move. There's a lot of mission-driven hunts. And then there's the hunts where I'm going with the boys. This is a fun hunt. There's just different hunts in my mind. Like, and some of them can be very successful. Some of them, like it's just hunting.
Do you feel that so you have property, that you have family property? Mm-hmm. Do you feel you hunt harder or more efficient whenever you're going in your home turf or whenever you leave to go somewhere else?
I know my home turf.
Okay. I feel like I get too timid to where when I go somewhere new, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And you, more or less, you pick a spot on the map and you're like, I'm going there because that looks like a deer are bedded there. When on my farm, I'm like, I'm not going there because deer are bedded there. Different mindset.
Yeah.
And I come up short a lot, but I'm always on like that edge of where they're going to be. I never try to be like, I'm going in to kill because I have 3 days to hunt.
Right.
Even though I only have 3 days to hunt. Here, it's no different than when I go to northern Missouri or go to Nebraska or whatever.
So this is weird. The farm is a place I can go kill a deer and really most of the time kill the deer I want to kill. Really?
I definitely cannot do that. Not even close. I've done it a couple times, but it's not.
That sounds arrogant of me. But
no, that's
I've
true.
been to your farm.
We went out there this year actually, and he let me. He told me go wherever you want, so I picked out a spot. Within 15 minutes of him texting me, he's like, "Dude, every buck is on 2 hot does over here."
I got lucky, and I picked a spot, and I had 2 hot does. Both, I've come to find out, both the mature bucks that were on the farm were on this hillside. They're little, it was a crazy hunt.
Yeah.
It was a crazy hunt. But no, so my farm, there's really 2 spots there. If you're talking rut time or like pre-rut, right before rut, when they're cruising and stuff, that like you can kill those deer. Like if you spend I guarantee you this, if you spend 3 days in either one of these spots, you can kill the biggest buck on that farm.
Really?
I feel like, and then I've got the same thing in early season, but it's just because of so much time out there.
Does your family hunt it too, or
no?
Gun season.
Yeah.
That's how mine is. It's always people are always on it, whether it's me or family or people driving through the gravel road and stuff.
So people locally obviously know where my farm is. It's right there next to town. It's not my farm; it's a family farm.
Right.
We get a lot of pressure from exterior. There's a lot more people hunting in pockets around us, the neighborhoods. That's where a lot of the deer die at, neighborhoods that I've hunted, over the years. It's. But no, you're talking about going on to me that's an adventure hunt. Like if I'm going to next year Iowa, I'm hoping we can do some scouting. I'm wanting to go up there and do some scouting.
I want to go during shed season, during summer season, to see what the crops are, to know whether or not they're doing which I'm saying a lot of it's probably going to be corn. If it's going to be standing when we want to go, we're going to have a hard time. If they start cutting, talk to some people when they're going to be starting cutting, so we kind of know.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I'll tell you. So this year, which we've hunted northern Missouri a bunch, we all have. This year going to Illinois, which I've been to Illinois 2 years before this year, but hunting different types of ground this year. I'm hunting big ag.
I don't know how to hunt that.
Oh,
have you hunted much ag?
Up in northern Missouri a little bit.
Northern. That's the only time.
We went to Illinois that one time, but I still don't feel like I hunted the big ags.
I don't know how to go about it. I don't know.
It's
well, a lot of times it's funnels up there.
That's all it is. Yeah.
But Illinois it's flat, right?
This part is the part I was hunting was super flat. I mean, they make the joke. My wife's family makes a joke. You watch your dog run away for 3 weeks, or it's like 3 days or whatever. Yeah, but it's stuff. You know, I'm hunting. You can take a piece of ground that is, I don't know, 500 acres square, and there might be 2 trees on it, and one of them you can actually get in, and it's just a ditch, or it's just I mean, it's just different.
So our deer,
but there's tanks in there.
Are deer using that? Even during standing ag, are they using that?
That's what I was going to say. That's okay. We keep getting
sidetracked. I'm probably getting ahead of you. You're
good. You're
we're on the same track.
Deer
I just had a lot of questions for you because your mindset is different and you have different experiences than we have. And, you know, we've been talking about you and, frankly, talking you up. So it's your time to shine. You know, like you have something in you that you have not really a killer mentality because you don't go out just to kill deer. Mm-mm. You go out to kill the deer, you know, or the caliber of deer. You know, you set your mind to something. I never heard you say I'm going to shoot a 150. You're looking at kind of where I'm at, but on a little bit higher level of just a mature buck.
They know me.
He likes them bodies.
Yeah, the
thick
bodies, thick boys. I don't care. So I like getting trail cameras of giant deer.
I've never gotten trail cameras.
Okay, but I love.
I've seen your trail camera pictures.
Yes, but when it comes down to it, if a big body buck comes through, he's getting toast. I don't even know.
So regardless if he's a burled up 3-year-old or a burled up 6,
I don't. You can ask me so many times on most of my biggest bucks. Yeah. Like after I shot him, how big was he? I don't know.
He was heavy.
That body.
You see his cojones?
Like I call them hot dogs when they have that. When they're like their bodies are like this and they have that kind of lower arch in their back and it's just a bruiser. You got me.
So like more bratwurst. You call them bratwurst.
Bratwurst. Yeah. That's a brats of a buck.
Yeah,
like no,
them brat bucks.
Bucks. I ain't shooting them little wiener dogs.
No,
we're shooting
bratwurst. A big cheddar brat. No, I getting sidetracked. I don't know. I am so. I've gotten to the point. I will say this. Hunting this southeast Missouri deer, we have some of the hardest hunting in the world.
I would like to think so.
We do. We do.
Just because, like, if I took you to my farm, you're honestly a new set of eyes. You would be able to find deer, and I guarantee you would pick out spots on a map, and I'd be like, "Yep, I know. I've been there. I got to pin more." And you probably would already see my struggles just being down there for a morning or like spending one day down there. You see like this stuff swirls, like it's difficult. I'm not just trying to like pat myself on the back saying, yeah, you sucked because it's not of your control. And everybody says that. Pennsylvania guys say that. North Missouri guys say that. But like these places down here are hard to hunt deer or turkey.
And so this might sound bad at me. I don't want to hunt that anymore. Like
I don't either. I wish I had a different place.
And so that's where I've talked to people. I've talked to a lot of people about this, and people get stuck in a place. Like
it's easy.
I have
family ties. I can't just. I know. I can't just leave.
I know, and I have a family farm too. Yeah. But it was a long time ago. Nothing's a long time ago. I'm 34 years old. But it's like you realize that just because it's a farm doesn't mean that's where I'm going to hunt.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Do you hunt much public?
Yeah, I'll hunt anything. Yeah. I'm going to opt.
Well, yeah, you showed me the pins that's right next to my house.
Yeah, dude, I will.
Yeah, literally across the road,
bro. I'm not one of those guys that'll go steal your spot, but if I hear rumor, or I used to do it a lot, drive around. And if I see a big buck somewhere, I'm not going to trespass on your property.
Right.
But like
that's why we have you on here because you're an ethical guy.
I will not trespass. I will not do anything. But if I will call somebody. I 100% will call somebody. I'll knock on a door, ask for permission.
Yeah. And you're a people person.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You're a likable person, even though you're kind of your own way, your own guy. But I mean, nobody ever talks bad about you. Ever.
That's forgotten. Yeah.
Not on camera.
Thank you. No. I don't know. So what I was saying is like. And this goes back to a lot of things. Like the guys that are killing those giant deer are where the giant deer are.
You want to kill big buck, gotta be where he's at.
And that's where I'm wanting to. I hate to say grow into. Like I want to focus more on the spots that I'm going to shoot the caliber deer that I am. Now, don't get me wrong. like, so how my mind's been here lately in the last couple of years is I'm running cameras around here for fun. But then I have a target zone.
Yeah.
Like last year was
Like your limited time off to compare to your vacation.
if I got an afternoon, I can hunt somewhere around here. But
Yeah.
like if I have over 36 hours, I'm trying my best to go to a spot, a different spot.
And I'm trying to get to where I can. That's where we talked about success too, to where money and everything. But I took off last week to go to northern Missouri to hunt. Not northern. I'm just going to say that central.
Yeah.
But we're not to where I can just take off and spend money because I got a Texas trip coming up in 2 months. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't go to where I know there's bigger caliber bucks. So I'm kind of stuck here to where, like, you know what you know, but you know it's going to be tough, and you're going to get busted more times than not.
Yeah.
We need to get together sometime here soon and do like just a good hunt.
Dude, it crossed our mind about this weekend, which next weekend's Christmas.
Yeah.
I thought.
I mean,
we had another.
You don't
week.
have to be there at Christmas. That ain't.
Trust me.
No.
If I could put our Christmas present and stuff at noon, I would be hunting.
Yeah,
that
the
day.
morning.
Yeah.
Did you cat poop or something? Do you smell that?
Okay, I thought I smelled that too. Now my dog,
Sorry.
it smells kind of like fresh poop. I'm not gonna. I smelt it a minute ago, but it kind of came and went. I picked up dog poop earlier because he's a little pup and he's just a little shithead.
What's that by the pillow?
By the pole,
Is that poop right there?
no, that's that rope.
Oh.
It's frayed,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah.
Anyways.
Might be my feet. I worked all day.
Oh no.
no. And we might have stepped on it. He goes outside in the garage. That's what's nice about having solid floors. You can clean it up. But no, I do have a whiff of it. I've seen something underneath that
Do you
table.
smell it, Alton?
I don't know. Hey,
Anyway.
with that, can we pause for a second? We got to change that camera, and I got to pee. Okay. We'll try to get back on that thought.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I keep interrupting, asking questions, and I'm
I know
probably
the poop
I'm
got
probably
me that
overstepping
time.
you too. I've had questions.
Oh, no.
and so we'll come right back.
Oh.
All right, we're back. You didn't even know we were gone. And I done forgot what we were talking about. It was a pee break. So
No, it was a track down the poop. Right. The
ooh,
smell.
yeah,
Oh.
we had a smell in here. I did find a fresh scat sign of a very
Brown nature.
brown-natured premature animal. Yeah, brown. I was entertaining a piss. I'm like, damn, freaking, this rink's in here.
I thought one of you guys.
But it wasn't him. It
Got
was
so
a-
excited talking about big bucks, you just lost track.
Yeah, when I get nervous, I got to poop. Or excited.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah. So where we want to go from here? What we got on our minds? What's something we want to get off our chest? We talked about. So we haven't. You had success in Illinois.
I did have success.
We haven't talked about that. I wanted to talk about that because, like I said, I had that instinct today that you did, and maybe I knew about it, maybe I didn't, but it did cross our mind to say, "Hey, why don't you just bring in your antlers just to be out of the limb?" Because I figured you had success.
Yeah. I should have. I didn't know. And it's, again, not a giant. I mean, a good buck. Very good buck. Very happy with it. That's a crazy story.
Get on film.
Yeah.
You
So
filmed
that's well, I got like two different stories I want to tell here.
Oh,
So
send it.
Okay.
Sender.
And I just freeze.
Freak screen.
So that's one thing I've been like doing. I did have my wife make a little video. You asked if it was on film. And I tried to do that last year. I don't want to be that guy anymore because I deleted my Facebook app. I still have a Facebook, and I have a login on my my computer at work, and I don't ever get on there. Actually, I do, but it's for the Baldwin page. And then my wife's computer has it open. And so, like, I did have success. But I had her create a little story, like I did last year too. Like I didn't have just a picture of me holding a rack. You know, like I'm not a fan of that. I'm not trying to show off. But to me, killing those deer is a story.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to do this thing where it's not a picture, like it's a little glimpse of my trip, like, or like the adventure of it. Like
Like a
the
monologue
First, yeah.
type?
Like the first picture will be like my truck driving off, second, like just stuff that during, because in the age of cell phones, throughout a whole trip or like hunting trip, we've taken 1 billion pictures. Yeah. You go back through that end of that week and just pick your like 4 or 5 favorite, and it tells a story. Mm-hmm. And so I've been doing a lot of that, or not a lot about,
And especially to you, because you're not looking for clout from anybody else.
No,
You're the
I'm
guy
doing it
that's
for
gonna
memory.
Yeah,
I want to go back, like log in on Facebook here in 5 years and be able to click on that first picture and be like,
You hear about the guys that are 200-inch killers, but you never know about it. They're just in their basement. Like, that's going to be you.
I hope I kill 200-inch deer.
I think you will.
But I don't-
you're only 35. We look at it like, crap, we're 35, but you're getting better and better and better. It's going to happen.
What's that drive?
Is that right?
I don't think it will, because as long as those bratwurst freaking 140s, you know,
You gotta wait for the summer sausage stick to walk up. You got your you graduated from Vienna sausages to
kielbasa's.
the ballpark Franks.
obviously, just like
You know?
anybody out there that's a hunter would love to kill a 200-inch deer. You know,
But in my mind, it's not even reachable. I mean,
It is.
Is there?
It is.
We do have them. The problem is, we have a bad problem with poaching and people that just want to kill it for sport.
Okay.
I consider this a sport.
Yeah.
You know, I make it one because I like the athletic part of it and the physical fitness and the mental part of it and the time. But if I fail, it's because I failed, not because, you know, I wasn't poaching enough.
Right.
You know,
So this will go back into the story I wanted to get into, the Illinois trip.
send it.
So, again, going back, what I just said was you got to be in the spots where those big bucks are.
Yes, you do.
So a
can't kill 'em if you don't have 'em.
200-inch deer in southeast Missouri that's tough. That's tough. Now, there's some farms.
There are some I have.
Yeah, there are some.
I know some guys that have trail camera pictures. I'll show you guys after the podcast
Yeah.
that aren't that far from here.
Yeah.
That are in that 200 range.
I 100% know. I mean, I have a deer that I've hunted the last 2 years here. I say I have a deer, it's everybody's deer, but last 2 years, that's, I wouldn't say 200-inch deer, but Boone and Crockett. Like, and I'm not saying, I'm not one of those guys that says Boone or no, that's Boone and Crockett. Or
Yeah.
he was last year, this year. Anyways.
Booner's loosely said.
Yeah. But I want to go to those spots where it's a lot more likely. I want to go to those spots where
Your chances are up.
Yeah.
up.
You're seeing Pope and young deer and not one a season like we are here. I mean, seriously, like, I haven't seen one yet. The only one I seen was the buck I shot, 137.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah, I want to. So let's go to the Illinois trip. Here we go. My wife's family has a bunch of property up there. I've hunted the last couple of years.
I thought we were on a road trip.
Here we go.
Dad, take us away.
We hunted Illinois a couple
Yeah.
years ago. And
You been in Illinois too?
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, and we picked out a spot, and actually we picked out the spot because my wife's family, and to me that'd be super cool, is from this area. Well, they have some farm ground stuff, but again, it's the stuff. It's huge flat ags with one or two trees, like very never really known. Don't know what's going on up there. So I was like, Swilly, let's go check some stuff out. So we went on an Illinois trip. We took my boat. We hunted this around this lake. But I had the intentions of we'll start on the public.
Don't say where it's at either.
I'm not.
Okay.
No,
I
trust
thought
me.
you were about to say this lake.
Can we pause real quick and tell the story of how we found that spot?
I don't remember how.
Remember, we was down there. So like
Go ahead,
we
here.
had, what is it?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll just edit it out.
Are you pausing this? Like, we don't want to say it out loud?
No.
Oh, I thought you meant
Oh,
pause
pause
it.
the
No,
story.
yeah,
Pause the
pause the
story.
story.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
You rolling?
Yeah, we're
Okay,
rolling.
okay.
I thought you wanted me to keep this secret.
No.
So I'll just edit it out.
So we was me and Alton we went to this lake and we didn't know anything about it. You know, we was kind of looking here. We drove down to this boat ramp, and that's where like just having a love for people and talking to people. Like this old man rolls down on us, and I mean this dude. What do you think he is? 70 or 80?
Oh, he's in his 80s.
Yeah. Well, anyways, he comes down there and he just kind of, I don't even remember how he started talking
He
to
asked
us.
about the jet boat. He was like, because I had my jet up there, and I guess that's unusual for that area.
They-
Yeah,
big
everybody
bodies of
did
water.
looked at us like we was weirdos. Like,
Right.
what is that? You know?
Well, honestly, they probably don't have many rivers being so steep of places. I bet it's just creeks and lakes. Is it not?
Up there?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm thinking. Sorry, you guys are. I'm in Tennessee now. I don't know where I was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
We've
No.
mentioned Tennessee
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
Forget what I'm.
Yeah,
Revert.
but anyways, that old man rolls down there, and I mean, he strike up a conversation. Well, it leads into do you hunt? And he's like, man, yeah, I used to. And then he tells us a story about how his wife passed away like 2 weeks ago,
Damn.
or about a couple months ago, I think it was. And he tells us about how he made his own longbows and
Yeah.
this and that. And
Next thing
we just kept talking to him. And he's like, I'll tell you what, boys. He's like, if you come back to my house, he's like, I'll show you guys where to go. And so we was like, yeah, we'll stop by your house. We go by his house, and I mean, he takes us in there, and you could just tell this old man's excitement to show us, you know, like Probably hadn't talked to nobody in a while, and we're ate up with
super
it.
nice guy,
We
yeah.
walk in his house. I mean, there's like big bass all over the place, big racks.
He's one of us.
Just
but
an
older.
outdoorsman.
He's
the true.
But he doesn't have anybody to talk to anymore. And like when he met us, and so
that may be us one
he
day.
made his own longbows and everything. Well, anyways, we talked to him in his house for a while, and we actually asked, and he's like, "Okay, I'll take you boys to where you need to go." And he took us to this spot, and he's like, "See right over there on that point." And he's like, "That's where you guys need to go." So we was like, "Dude, we really appreciate it, man."
Yeah.
I was like, "Any chance you might want to go with us? Because we'll take you, you know." And he's like, "Man, I appreciate it, you know." But like that's just a cool story. I think like that's a big memory of mine going up to Illinois is just being able to meet that old man. I don't even know if he's still alive, but
I thought about just because I know where his house is. I thought about just dropping by, but I mean I probably should. Honestly, I probably should. I shouldn't just think
Probably-
about it.
probably
I
make
probably
his day,
should.
you know?
Yeah, and just reintroduce myself. But yeah, that was amazing. Yes, we hunted public up there. First. No, so it wasn't the first set because we went to that one side of the lake and we've seen some does and maybe a little buck.
Yeah.
And then we just started digging. We were like, let's go look for a new place. Like in my mind, we're like, we're the cool guys with the jet boat. Let's look for those places that other
we can
people.
get where nobody else
yeah,
can.
exactly. So that's where we met that guy, and actually it kind of worked out. The spot he pointed at, you had to have a jet boat.
yeah.
You had to have a jet boat.
Yeah, and even in our jet boat, we got hung up like I don't know how many
we
times.
took off our pants how many times to get into the water and push the boat out. We
What's
had
that
to,
have to
You
do with
didn't
the
need a
story?
reason. You didn't need a reason.
yeah, it was. I still think about it. I still think that trip was amazing. Do you remember like going at so a big fisherman? We talked about that earlier, and so I got some of the graphs and stuff, and so we finally had a trail marked on this lake because we were coming in and out in the dark, and but it was like you still had to stay in the river channel of this lake because this lake might look like it's half a mile wide. You can't run that way.
Right, you got a channel.
It's that deep.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like
And
it, but
everything's
it's-
flat there, so it ain't like you got a big ditch running through.
So we finally got our spots marked and could just open it up. Just ripping through there. And, anyways,
20-horse jet was cooking.
the first time hunting the spot the older gentleman pointed at, we found out later how big this buck was that I had out in front of me, and it was like 70 yards through a thicket, and the thickets up there, it's all that vine honeysuckle. It's a thick stuff. It's some thick stuff. But he was working a scrape, had a doe with him. Monster,
Really?
like monster. I mean, he was an 8.
And I wouldn't take that lightly coming from you. I mean, seriously, like,
I can show you pictures and videos of him. He was just an 8-point, but he was. He's a 150 caliber, 150 plus 8-point,
Yeah.
mature deer, 6-7-year-old, like deer of a lifetime to me. Like that was it.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
with a sausage body.
yeah, sausage body. Yeah,
Not even-
brat body.
Brat body.
Brat body. That's what I'm gonna start calling. I'm gonna get stickers made. Brat body.
Brat body.
shoot brat body bucks.
But yeah, so we had there was another really cool deer up there. He was probably 150 class collared deer.
Yeah,
like,
I missed that deer.
Oh, no shit.
yeah,
yeah.
collared.
That's so rare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Man.
we
missed him at 20 yards.
and then
I hit a tree
It's
about that
so
big round.
cool to get that. Like, if you could, I mean, this is all, we keep going off on little tangents, but like, if you shot that deer
That would be so
and you could
cool.
if you could get like a video made, like the fast forward of where it went, you
Yeah.
know, and then like, why was it here whenever you shot it, whenever it was a mile away yesterday, or it stayed. Some of them old deer are just core bodied ground. But I like to think of people that talk about like that kind of country. They say it's nothing for them to travel a mile. It's flat.
Yeah.
Like
So-
here, it's a mile lays 3 miles through the terrain. But it'd be so cool. I'm just spitballing here.
It's very similar.
kind of like the coyote with the binoculars.
Yeah, it's very similar.
A guy with binoculars. I was listening to him. I just got
I'm on my tangent. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. No, it's very similar. So what we have down here in Southeast Missouri, and I'm getting off on my Illinois trip.
It's all good.
I'll wrap it.
We're good.
Go back to that. But we're right on that. This is like my map stuff. Where I guess the New Madrid Fault. So you have that Mississippi flat ground that we have south of town.
Yeah.
And then north we have the Ozarks. But south of town, it's miles and miles and miles and miles of flat ground.
Yeah. In no time, it's just there.
It's there.
It's cool to look at it on a map.
and
Yeah.
boom, you're in the flats.
Yeah, you can see all the gray and the blacks, and it's just slick.
Yeah. But so same thing as these deer down, those deer up there are just bigger, but it's the same concept in the sense of that you got this little wood line right here, and that deer tomorrow might be 5 miles away over here, and then he might show up 2 weeks later back over here. It's the same kind of.
Now, was that there? Was it also like small patches of like timber or fence rows too, along with the hills as well? Or is it the public? Just trying to paint a picture.
The public we were hunting was a lake and decent sized woods around it, all around it with ag on the outside of that. But like the property I focused on this year was like ditch lines and stuff. But yeah, it's so this year I focused on. I was wanting to go to Iowa this year. I was wanting to do Iowa, but
it may be a blessing that we could all go.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know you had 7 points. So yeah, that makes
two of my buddies that I was going to go with that I also want to get on the podcast they're big buck killers. They do not kill a buck unless it's like, damn, like whenever they kill and they message me like buck down, it's not a good one. It's not a young deer. It's not a small deer.
Right.
It's crazy big, and they end up going. One of them had 5 points. One of them had 6, and we all put in for the same spot. He's like, damn, but I would love to go with them. They're a lot more serious.
Yeah.
I think I would almost have more fun with you guys. That's not even putting them down at all.
Yeah, it's
I would have gladly went around them, but it might be cool we could do it this year, especially kind of doing this now.
Yeah.
We could grow with this and do
everything happens for a reason.
It does happen for a reason, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
I would like. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Illinois before we talk about Iowa. Let's say going ahead of ourselves. But so this year I wanted to go to Iowa. Things happen. For the best. I have a new baby.
Yeah, man. Congrats, by the way.
Not super new. She's a year and a half. So she was around last year. I didn't go to Iowa, but so I had this idea. I told my wife, I was like, what if I get another Illinois tag this year and we'll do some trips together because her family's still up there. A lot of her family's still up there.
Just can you say how far of a drive it is roughly?
About 5 hours.
Is it 5?
Yeah.
Because I've looked at hunting in the Shawnee area.
Yeah.
It's only a couple hours. You get in Carbondale.
Yeah.
And I've known some guys that's from here that's hunted there in college and seen big bucks, killed big bucks. It doesn't happen. He may have got not lucky. He's a hunter, know, but it'd be another way of hunting an out-of-state place.
Yeah,
and have an opportunity. Illinois grows big deer
and black dirt.
I'll tell you guys some stories after the podcast of people I know that's linked in with some very dreary people.
Yeah,
and their farm is amazing. 200 acres produces 200s nonstop.
Yeah,
but they're picky. So sorry.
I'll get in and talk about some 200-inch deer.
Yeah.
Not me hunting them. I mean,
yeah. So you're talking about your wife and them family hunting up there.
So
sorry, we're going.
You're good. So for my
I'm all excited. Squirrels, stay wild.
for my birthday, she was down for it. So my birthday was it's July 27th. We went up there, and I've never put cameras on her family's property. Never have. We had talked about it for
you said that was your first time whenever you met me in the driveway.
14 and a half years of me knowing never put a camera up. So I spent my birthday. That's what I want to do for my birthday is go up there and just stick cameras. And I learned then this is it's a lot more vast than you imagine. I'm sitting here painting this picture of this flat ground, but when you get up there, especially in the summertime, and then the opening weekend, and you're in miles of standing corn and beans, and it's pretty flat, but there is these little draws with these ditches, and you get up. There's so many places for those deer to be. They can be in that corn.
Well, it looks flat. It's a little bitty dip.
It's like an ocean.
It's an ocean. Yeah.
Like the waves of this and that. And
it's so what you think of
got me intrigued.
It's glorious.
Imagine.
It's sun rises and you're seeing forever. You got your binoculars out. And
the coyote with binoculars.
Yeah, they're 400 yards out, but you're watching deer in fields. It's so cool. Mm-hmm. But I got some hammers on camera.
Yes, you did.
And it changed.
Summer sausage pig.
I was like, dang it! I should have done this years ago. But so thankful for her family. Her family is so amazing. So awesome, amazing. So I went up there, hung cameras, found giants. Went up there opening weekend for 2 days.
So what time frame was it that you put up cameras?
July 27th, my birthday.
Okay, I was getting to say your birthday has to be July or August because when you talked to me,
it was in August.
It was in August.
Yeah.
Okay. I had just got it was before I went to tech.
Yeah.
Because I had just got the 80-pound limbs and the strings and cables on that bow because I was out shooting whenever you drove by.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got my time frame.
You're good.
Going.
You're
Okay,
good.
there we go.
But started getting some freaking brutes.
The first day, wasn't it? Like the night you put out cameras?
An hour after, like I wasn't out of the field because I'm telling you, that's another thing.
That's crazy.
So it's little bedding areas. I get to some of these spots I've looked at for years, and the grass is like super tall, and it's these little bitty pockets. And yeah, there's only 4 trees right here, but the spot is dense. Like,
is it pressured at all, people wise, hunters?
No.
Because you say that like within hours of you being there, like you do that here, you're going to get some yearlings come in, but you're not going to have usually a big old buck 2 hours later.
The spot that blew my mind the most was probably the spot I least expected to blow my mind.
Happens.
It was a little pocket. I put a camera in there, little bitty thing, little pocket, right up against the road. It's like here's a busy road curve, and her family farms this huge ground right here, but there's little like drainage that just goes up. Like, not when I say up, it's you can see the elevation. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's just this channel of tall grass, and I got in there, got in some brush pile, found beds everywhere.
Crazy.
And it's like, we see these beds in the leaf matter here, and they're kind of flat. These beds are in this grass. It's some of the craziest stuff I've ever seen. Stuck a camera up. On my way out, had a freaking donkey on camera. That day, he was probably, of course, sneaking my way through there. He was probably curious on what was making that noise. Came, looked at it, and I'm just like,
yeah.
And then for 2 weeks, I was glued to my cell cams because like just seeing some of these deer that I can hunt. So I went up there opening week, October 1st, 2nd, I think I hunted 2 days. First set there was like 4 or 5 deer on these farms, cameras that I would shoot anytime. It had one of them at like 65 yards, big brought of an 8-point.
Big brought. Yeah.
We're gonna if this podcast, you may have to become a regular.
Okay.
And become a bratwurst shirt. Yeah. Just a bratwurst with antlers and like little bitty midget legs.
We need to make hats.
Yeah, man.
So I'll
show me your wiener. Show me your rack wiener.
So this spot in particular, I had ran, so we were about to leave, and I hadn't had a camera up in this spot. Like, this was like last spot I wanted to hit, and I told my wife and my mother-in-law, like, hey, I'm going to run through this cornfield. I'm going to pick a roll. I'm going to get to where this creek meets these 2 or 3, 4 trees, and I'm going to stick a camera up on it. And I get there, and the creek's a lot steeper than I thought it was, and it's just running through corn, you get all scratched.
So in your mind, like, how are you thinking to access this stuff? Like, once you see these bucks on camera, you're like, are you thinking access, or you're like, it worked, then it'll work again?
No, yeah, there's access. So I going in one time, I learned a lot. I learned that
nothing better than boots on the ground.
Yeah, exactly. Really, that's super, super important.
Boots on the ground.
You talk about me being so good at mapping. No, I like picking spots, but then I want to put my boots on the ground.
So is that typically what you do? You'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. I mean, because you are. Yeah, like you talked earlier. Like we'll be over kind of bullshitting. Like, we're serious about it, but I'm more about the entire thing. Like, you're pretty damn serious when it comes to this hunting stuff. So I wondered if you did go check out all your spots.
Yeah. Okay. Now, obviously, there's spots. Well, it's crazy. I'll get to this. Like the deer I killed this year, never been there before.
That's awesome. First time's the best time.
Yeah, but anyways. So I got a camera up. I had this spot. I had 3 bucks that I would shoot. They were all, I'd say, 150 plus inch deer. One being an absolute mega. One of the biggest deer I've ever been able to hunt in my life.
Wow.
Get there.
And you killed was it a 167 in North Missouri?
No, I've never killed a 160.
I thought you killed a 160. What's the one that got found the next season?
That was, he's a 150 plus inch deer. I think he was
a big buck.
Yeah, he's a big buck.
So like, it's not like you know what a big buck is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get everybody an idea.
This deer's bigger than that deer by 20, 30 inches.
Oh,
I've never killed a deer like this. I've had him on camera, but I didn't kill this deer. But anyways,
the myths, the legends,
right.
the ghosts.
Yeah,
crazy.
So got there. One of the big bucks I like, and he had a little drop tine, big, heavy bladed 8-point. I mean, monster 8-point. He brought. I was sitting on this little wood line. I was on this corner where this big cornfield came down. The edge of it hit this creek ditch. It was a man-made ditch.
Okay.
On the other side of that ditch was beans for like miles. And and I'm in like this little wood line that dips down to this ditch.
So it's a transition area.
Yeah, it's just a big transit and that was the sucky part. If I could have been like the spot I wanted to be would have been like right there where that bean meets the corns meets the creek.
Right.
But I get there, realize I can't be there. There's nothing to get into.
Are you against ground hunting or blind hunting?
No.
Okay.
But like at this point, I have my saddle, and I got into this spot, hung a camera, got the heck out. I didn't
know you saddle hunted now.
No, I didn't. Did I say saddle?
Yeah.
I meant, hang on, I don't saddle hunt.
Oh, okay, because I remember when you hunted with me, I just started saddle hunting, and I got it from Ethan.
I was kind of thinking that too. I was like, I didn't even know you had a saddle.
Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, I've tried it.
Not your thing?
No.
What about?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Would you ever consider?
It's a good
saddling out of like a small hang-on to get like both work. Okay.
Yeah.
Saddling.
I'm not saddling. I'm not against it by any means. It's a heck of a tool, and I'd be dumb if I shouldn't try it because I do put it miles and hot weather. It's lightweight.
I like the weight, especially with camera gear. Especially.
I'm a sucker for a really nice set though.
Yeah. What's your stand of choice?
I've got I'm gonna sound like one of those guys. I got Lone Wolf custom gear, .75 with a mesh seat, and
nice.
I've got a cool setup.
I've got an Assault 2 here somewhere. I don't even know where the damn thing is.
Yeah, that was the original. My original one was.
I thought it was right there.
I just put it out at the farm.
Cat pooped on it.
Dude, I don't know where it's at.
Yeah, but yeah, the Assault. Yeah, but so I'm not against saddles. I'll tell you, and I'm going off subject. Well, weirdly, how I felt about saddles is like I was always raised. I'm gonna stand up for a second to explain this. I was always raised that if I'm gonna shoot my bow, even if I'm in a tree, it's all in the movement at the hips. You're still shooting the same way. And I've just seen so many guys in those saddles do some weird stuff, contort their bodies.
From experience, and watch Levi Morgan about this too, because he's talked about that. Because he's to me one of the best there ever is as far as an influencer, a good moral, respectful person, and a hell of an archer, arguably one of the best that ever became on this land. He's a saddle hunter, and he's like, hey, like even though your lower half is kind of angled, you're still put stationary, and you're still moving with your hips like you would be standing.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to just sell you something,
I
but
need to try it more. I need to try more.
I'm just saying it could be a tool, maybe not a primary 100%. Thing, because you could still use a saddle for a harness. I've been using that, out of my hang-on stands and ladder stands, because then if I need to turn around and shoot 360, I can use that as a platform. Just spitball.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. And there's been 100 times in my life where it'd have been super handy.
And you're mostly anchored. Anytime, even if I'm reaching around a tree or turning around backwards, like I'm pretty damn solid.
Right. Right.
Especially for your typical 35 and in.
Right.
Really.
But yeah, so. Again, I'm not going back to that. I'm just trying to get
I've
the
been
story
getting you
in.
off topic.
You're
dude,
good. You're good. I'm doing it myself.
Swilly's doing a good thing and being quiet. Sorry, man. Thanks, buddy, for that.
So I hunted there opening weekend. Had one of my big boys, 65 yards. Couldn't get a shot. Would never shoot 65 yards even if I had the best shot.
You wouldn't?
No. I have second shots. Like I've killed I can technically say I've killed a deer at like 63, 64 yards. Yeah. It's because my first shot I was questioning, and I had the chance to get another arrow in him.
You have to get another arrow, right? If you're at all possible.
But so then I hunted, I think one other time weekend up there. And then my big trip to Illinois, like this was like
keep going. You care to check that camera real quick?
So
we're gonna keep rolling with them. I'm gonna have to stop that one and turn it back on.
So the I had 2 days here, basically 2 days here, and then I had a week-long trip planned. But I had like a week-long trip planned, and like one of my wife's family members found out I was coming up because I was hunting. All these farms are like. Some of them are like 30 minutes away from each other.
Okay.
Like you got one side of the family and you got another side of the family.
Which honestly is better.
Yeah.
More partials
are
better than like what I have for one spot because it's generally the same. Right. I would like to have different spots.
So then there was one of her cousins, I guess didn't realize I was hunting this year. And we've gotten to know each other. He's super, super cool dude. His family, they have some property. He's like, hey, you need to come over to our farms and hunt.
I thought you were going to say maybe there's some like turmoil there, but no,
there's no turmoil.
That's awesome.
No, he was.
Sometimes big bucks do things to people, and even family. I don't have anybody in my family that is a diehard hunter anymore. I became, and I'll get to this at some point. Maybe I'll mention it before the podcast ends. We're an hour and 40 in. I'm still good if you guys are good, but I know we need to get moving pretty quick. But
you're good. You're good. So he invited me over, and I'm at this point. I'm like, yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm part of it is I want to kill a big buck.
Yeah, you're a big buck killer, dude.
But part of it is like, so on my early season hunts, this was super cool. She has 3 cousins that are big farmers. And every day I made this decision. I wanted to spend like 3 or 4 hours with one of her cousins every day and just get to know them. Like, and so I sat in combines. I actually drove one of the catching tractors.
But you're used to that kind of stuff here, aren't you? You guys,
I've done some of that.
Yeah.
Like I've worked on some farms and stuff, but like I got to spend quality time with them. So now another family member of hers is reaching out that I really like, and he's invited me. I wanted to go spend time with him too, and so I did. So this is now I'm on a piece of property I hadn't checked out before.
Yeah.
And he's showing me the different stuff. And his family, they hunt. They mostly rifle hunt.
Yeah.
It seems like, because most of their stands are buddy stands, and like they're sitting over open fields and stuff like that.
And rifle for them is shotgun.
Yeah, shotgun. And so I got up there on like a Sunday night.
But how do you do it not putting corn out?
What do you mean?
It's illegal there too.
Oh yeah, no. You're saying it's illegal?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying,
dude. There's corn everywhere.
It's illegal
even
here
if you,
too, but
even if you
I
put
know.
corn out up there from the harvesting and stuff, you would be in like. There's so many little corn piles everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere, and like, but that's not one of them. You
Yeah,
know,
that-
it's
yeah,
just it's
That's
insane.
what makes them brats.
I don't even think you could. I don't
brats
think
taste good.
and I might be wrong. I don't think you could pour out corn up there like you could here
No,
and have.
you're not even allowed to supplemental feed there. You can do food plots, but
No,
that's it.
I'm saying I don't think the deer would care about your corn.
Right, because there's just
There's
much
so
anyway.
much of it.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get up there on a Sunday night. He texts me, and this was really cool. I didn't think like. He never told me he was a bow hunter, but he texts me as I'm pulling into this little cabin that he's got. Super, super cool. His family's cabin. And I'm back in my bow. He's like, hey, I just shot a buck. I'm like, what? And he took his bow out and shot it. And I don't know if it was like celebration. He was getting in the mood too, because I was coming up and we were going to do like a deer camp. I was stoked about
Cool.
it. So the moment I parked my boat, I took my boat just in case I need to go check something out. Like I was able to put like coveralls on and go help him track a buck. That was like beginning of the trip. Like
Hey,
this
what
was
better way to find
this was
love
sweet.
with a guy
Yeah.
than track his own?
So got with him, did that. He shot a good buck. And we went over to his family's house, and I got the lowdown. Of I have now got access. Like they're letting me hunt some primo ground.
Awesome.
I found out that in the last like 3 or 4 years, there's been 200-inch deer,
Damn, man.
two plus 100-inch deer killed off these properties. And he told me, he's like, you know, where do you want to hunt tomorrow? I was like, dude, you tell me. Like, I'm just thankful to be here.
Right.
And he's like, you ought to check out this place. Nobody's been down there. I was like, okay. I was like, go check it out. He had to work. So I got up, and this is another thing. Dustin knows this about me. If I'm hunting a new ground, I'm not getting I'm not getting in there before daylight.
Okay, that's something I was also thought about asking you too.
Yeah,
about
if I'm
daylight and that.
like, if I'm going into like, I'm in serious mode. Like I am like at this time, I'm on a mission to kill a big buck. Like,
Now, is that any time of the year, or is it
what do you mean?
like, say, if it's October 5th? You know, when it.
I don't like walking in anything blind
you
and not
can't
being able to
see
see and
Okay.
setting up before I can see. I don't like that. And I just think you can get lucky, but your odds aren't good.
I agree.
You're going to bump deer. You're not going to see. You're going to pass over sign. Like,
Yep, I agree. How many times you set up in the dark on a tree and you think it's the only tree around?
You're
Yeah.
about 60 yards off.
Yeah,
the
or
trail.
5 yards, and
Right.
you gotta scrape there, and a tree that's right there. Man, I could have got up there, you know, with your hang on or your mobile setup, whatever it is,
Right.
all the time.
So I
Even
got
if there is only 5 trees in the whole entire property.
well. So actually, that was a cool thing about this property. This is more of the northern Missouri type of ground.
Okay.
There's more woods, and so this was like kind of like. Now I'm super thankful I got more options.
And
So
something more familiar to run
yeah,
terrain.
that I'm used to. It's still limited on woods. It's still big ag mostly, but it's more of like the little pockets and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I got up that morning, just relaxed morning. It was so cool. It was like a wood burning stove. There was no electric to the cabin. It was my type of place to
Man,
be.
that
it was
sounds like a slice of heaven,
It
doesn't
was
it?
my
It is.
type.
It was a cool
It was yeah.
picture.
So I got up, got out there. I had to cross like a fence and everything to get and to go across a field. So I did get to the wood edge about the time it's getting daylight, and then I just eased my way down. Like I told you earlier, I don't like hunting bottoms, but like I eased my way down. But that's mostly, it's ag on top, and you get by those rivers, it's bottoms. So it's a lot. It is bottoms you're hunting, but it's different. So like if a wind's not going to, it's going to swirl in those whips. But if it gets into that big. With the right wind, it will just go one way. So got down there, found some scrapes, but it's really like super open. Got across this creek because I look at across this creek and I'm seeing this is the stuff I really like. When I see brush that's like head high, oh, like so I got across this creek and I'm in the stuff and like this is you might look at like most people look at that like how are you gonna hunt that? Well, buddy, get up in a tree. Like all those trails, you're now looking down on them. Mm-hmm. And so like I get over there and I'm walking through this thick stuff and I find this scrape and I'm like, okay, walk a little bit, then there's just cut deer trails in here. And now I'm looking for a tree. I find a really cool, I think it was red oak with some nice branches. And at this point, it's daylight. It's probably 8 o'clock in the morning. I get over to that oak, and I take my time. It's not a race up the tree. You know, like that's one thing I like to tell people. I get up a tree in like 30 seconds. No, I mean, I could. I maybe.
It takes me 30 minutes to get set.
Yeah, I'd like that. I mean, I don't care how long it takes me.
I try to be quiet.
And so I'm going up this tree, and I'm getting about the second stick in, and here comes a group of doe, you know, by me. And I'm just hanging. I'm tethered to the tree. I'm just hanging. Slowly work my way up. I hunted all day that day. Seen a lot of deer. Seen like probably I've put a number on it, 25, 30 deer. Because I'm hunting this creek bottom. The wind's perfect. It's actually going into the creek, so I've just got all this. I'm right on the creek, so I've got all this activity in this thick stuff all day. But didn't see anything that I wanted to shoot. Seen some little bucks. Seen some stuff. I didn't see anything I wanted to shoot. So the next, I get out of the tree at dark. Get with him. And he's like, I was like, I'm just. He's like, we're going to go tomorrow. I was like, I'll just do the same thing on a different piece. Like he's got 3 or 4 pieces. I was like, I will check out this. Did the same thing. Got up in the morning, got down in these and started looking around, ended up hunting a piece, kind of same thing. Seen 3 or 4 deer. Well, that day at about 11 or 12, he texts me. He's like, hey, I don't know if it was a family group chat. I think that one of his brothers or cousins, was watching a big buck in like one of their cattle pastures, locked down with a doe. And he's like, you want to try to get on this deer? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Let's try. I didn't know how big it was, but like now he's wanting to go hunt with me. Hell yeah. I want to hunt with you. That's exactly what I want to do. And so he's like, well, I get off at 3, meet me at the house. So I get down probably like 1, 2, and I kind of worked my way back to this cabin. Just looking at everything, trying to get as much information. I'm going to be up here a week, so I'm going to see everything. Yeah. Get back to the cabin, hung out there for a second, and met him at 3. Well, while I was waiting on him, his dad pulls in because they have like a farm compound. His dad pulls in. He's all in camo. And then I start talking to his dad. And he's like, I'm going to try to get after this buck that's bed down with this doe. My nephew or son, I can't remember exact family, but it's got pictures, and it was the same deer that he was talking about. I was like, oh, dude, yeah. And he, so he went after it. So about that time, Jenny's cousin's husband pulls in. He's like, hey, my dad's going after that deer. I was like, I know, I talked to him. That's freaking awesome. And he's like, well, what do you want to do? I was like, dude, I'm in heaven right now. I will do anything. So we started thinking about going here. Well, all day I'd been looking at maps.
Of course.
At maps. That's what I do.
The map guy.
And I seen this little piece of public. And I asked him, I was like, what do you know about this? And he's like, well, I used to run cross country there. I was like, can you hunt it? He's like, I've never, his exact words, and not, I mean, he said it as a joke, but it's true. He's never been off his daddy's farm hunting. Like this is,
if you have good land, why leave
right.
it? Yeah.
I was like, what do you think? At this point, it's 3 o'clock. It gets dark at 5. And I was like, what do you think about just running up there and just doing an adventure hunt? And he's like, I'm cool with it. I said, let me make sure we can hunt it because this is Illinois. Like some ground, it's just weird. The laws are weird.
You want to check before you go in.
And it's a small piece. It's I'm not gonna tell you how big it is, but it's small. Called the guy like the representative of that area, and he's like, well, you gotta fill out this form, send it back in, all this stuff, and then you got to get like I didn't realize this, but a tag for the top of your vehicle. Or
so it's kind of like a conservation
windshield
style area.
Yeah, and you got to check in, like you got to tell them what you've seen and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's how Nebraska is.
What was crazy, it all worked out so good. He was like, "Do you have a thing to print off?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I asked him, I was like, "Hey, do you have a printer?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Perfect." I was like, "Email me that thing." So I get on there, I fill out the form, I get it all printed off. I go to the spot. We get there, it's like 4 o'clock.
I was gonna say same day, so you're running out of time.
I'm running. I'm like. And he's never been in a hang on before. I don't think he's never been in a harness before. I was like, "You're coming." He's like, "I was like, you're coming. I've got all this extra stuff. I want to spend time with you." So there was 2 other cars or 3 other cars parked in this spot, and we just take off walking. And I kind of picked out a spot on the map. I was like, I want to get to this area. I want to get to this spot. I mean, we can get there in like 10, 15 minutes. If we see something on the way, we see something on the way. We started walking down this walking trail, and it's that thick honeysuckle again. I mean, I've gotten used to it hunting up north, and I was like, you know what we need to do? I was like, let's just dive off into this honeysuckle and see if we find some good signs. We did. We started seeing scrapes, but nothing fresh. So we got back on the trail, kept going down. Finally, we're getting to the last little bit. And I looked up on this little knoll, and I could see these white oaks. I couldn't see the ground, but I could see the white oaks. And I was like, hey, let's just go up there and just, if we need to get in a tree, and let's get in a tree. We get up there, bro, scrape, rub, fresh rub, like big sign. And at this point, I'm now like, okay, the wind's coming this way. Let's go over here. And the trees there were all those, it was kind of open. It was surrounded by the vine honeysuckle, but it was pretty open in there. So I was just looking for trees that I'm a sucker for a good set. I want to get up somewhere right above some branches and like be in a good hidden spot. Well, the only one was like on the downwind side of it. I was like, man, or upwind side of it. So, we found a tree. We got up in it. The moment we got set, I'm like, dude, we got like 30 minutes left. Let me get on these antlers. So I got my antlers out there, and I'm calling and stuff, and I stop. And this has happened so many times, especially this time of year, where it's not immediately. It's like the young bucks, they'll come in like, what's going on?
It takes some older ones some time to get in.
It's about, 5 to 10 minutes, like, and then all of a sudden you'll see something. And then like, actually, I think he spotted the deer first. He's like, buck. And I'm looking, and I told him, I was like, I'd seen a good side. I'd seen what I thought was bigger than 8-point, or a big 8-point. And it's so hard on those big body deer to tell what the rack is. But again,
then bratwurst, they come in all shapes and sizes.
I seen the body, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to shoot this deer. I was like, and he's like, really? I was like, yeah, I'm going to shoot this deer. And this was only Tuesday. I was going to be up here all week. And so he pulled out his cell phone and started recording. And this deer just is down there just working these vines and these trees. And then we got it all on video.
How far away is he at that point?
He's 42 yards. Shoot. And so
he's getting in the wheelhouse.
Yeah. Like, he was the best person. I'm not saying bad. I've been in the woods with a bunch of people. He was sitting there the whole time on his rangefinder with his phone. He's 41 yards.
That's how I am if I'm ever recording. I'm like, I'm on it.
And I'm just like, this is awesome. And he's like, are you going to shoot him there? And at this point, he's coming out of this little draw. I'm sitting on top of a little draw that's coming up. And he could go up that way, or he could come our way. And I'm like, dude, he's going to, there's scrape. I mean, all down this way. I said, he's not going to go. I mean, I didn't think he's going to go that way. He's coming up here.
Yeah.
And all those
There's a reason he's coming down that way.
All those scrapes are 15 yards. So I'm thinking, I told him at somewhere in the video, I'm like, if he turns to go up that hill, I'm going to be ready. Because at 40 yards, I can shoot pretty good.
Yeah.
And if he gives me a shot, I'm going to shoot him. Well, he came this way. And he stepped in at like 15 yards, and I smoked him, and he ran probably 60 and fell over. Again, didn't know the caliber deer.
So you didn't have an idea at that point?
I didn't know. No.
I've seen the video, and like it comes in quick,
He spent a lot of time down there, but again, like I don't get into the zone of looking at their antlers. I get in the zone of looking at their bodies. Are they a mature buck or are they not a mature buck?
Yeah.
And especially this area, I don't know what deer's in here. I don't know anything about this area. Yeah. Seen it was a mature buck, and by golly, it might be my mature buck of the week. I need to shoot this deer.
Yeah.
And I shot him, and he fell over. It was amazing. Like, just, it happened. It's like, get out of the tree, put my hands on him. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
Awesome.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
Like how much work you had to put in and time crunch and everything like that. It's almost like you get a good deer, it's like God just sent them to you. You know,
well, like, and you done it with a family member that had just got done shooting a good buck too. Yeah, like it's like that's cream of the crop. Seriously,
I love it. And if I can say one thing about hunting, it's the stories. It's like all my deer I have on the wall. Every single one of them has a good story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, every one that I've either killed or found. Some of these I've gotten given to me or just found or somebody's whatever. But if I personally grab a hold of them, there's always something about that it's like a flashback. Even if it's a 10-second deal, I can see that, remember it, and appreciate it. Now a kill, I can almost think back on all the deer I've killed, and I've killed quite a few. Not a lot of big ones, but in the last few years, I've only had a couple seasons where I've went dry, and I've always killed a good buck, if not a really good buck. There's nothing like it, and to have somebody with you. Trevor was with me when I shot my velvet buck. He helped film that buck. I think the rest of them, besides my very first deer, my dad was with me. My dad's not really a hunter, but I cherish that moment for that time. But it's awesome what deer hunting does to a person.
You think that you're ate up with it? Just wait till your kids get up there and
Oh,
they
man,
shoot their
I
first
guarantee
deer.
you.
I mean, that's cool.
So Layla, my little girl, it's so funny, and obviously she comes by naturally. I'm like this.
My boy's name's Archer. He's going to have it.
One of her first words, I'd say her first 3 words was big bucks.
Oakley's was deer.
Yeah, and so and she's gotten to the point she's obsessed with it. She's always like, because my trail cameras and stuff, she's like, big buck, big buck. Well, the other day Jenny had this TV show on, and it was one of those reality shows like Girls by a Pool, whatever. I don't know what they are.
Girls by a pool.
I don't know. Girls by a pool talking crap about the other girls on the other side of the pool.
Was it hunting wise?
No, mate, I know. But we're me and my wife are in the kitchen doing something, and Layla, she's 15, 16 months old, and she's like, big buck, big buck. I'm like, what? And I go over there, and I'm like, I'm just curious. And Jenny comes over there. I was like, let's rewind the show. And this is like, and in the background, there's a guy who's just walking, and he has a deer head. They're like some consignment shop, and he has a deer head, and it's just a little flash of a guy carrying a deer head. And my little girl, who's a year and a half, was like, "Big buck!" I was like, "Yes, win for the dad thing."
Yeah, absolutely.
That was funny when you brought her up to deer camp, and I was walking her around, and she seen them fishies.
Oh yeah, fishies. She loves it.
A little kid will. Yeah. Oh, they amazing! Just brighten your day.
I can't.
And like I said, a deer to them is a magical monster of a creation. Like it doesn't matter what size it is, if it's a buck or a doe. That is so
especially
cool.
I think like on the girl side of things. Like I think spending that time with her dad. That's the important part,
Even if they don't become a hunter, they're going to appreciate that.
That's what I told my daughter.
And hopefully, they find a husband that's a hunter. I mean, that's always, especially if their husband has farmland to hunt.
Yeah.
Just spitballing here.
Yeah, that's something I was telling my wife that the other day. I was like, I woke up the other morning and I was going to the gym, and like as I was going, I was praying. I pray for all my buddies. Mostly, I try to every morning, and I was like, I got done praying, and I was like, all right. And then I was like, I haven't prayed. I didn't pray for my daughter. Yeah. So I prayed for my daughter, and I said, God, I pray that you would send a man worthy of having in her life, set him aside and let him be,
Yeah.
And my wife's like, you're thinking a little ahead, aren't you? I was like, well, I said, I'm just
never too early to start.
Never too early. I said, God knows what's going to happen,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do hope that'd be cool. I mean, like one of these days I'll inherit a son-in-law, and I'm hoping he's a
man.
Cool
I too. I hope nothing more than to be whatever I'm doing here. If it never happens to me of being some people's lives successful, I hope it is that generational wealth. And I mentioned that earlier, not just money, but this right here is worth more than any rich man could ever buy. You look statistically, a lot of your rich men, if they want to go hunt, they're probably going to kill some of the biggest deer. Money can get you a lot of places, but it doesn't get you the camaraderie or the friendship or the pure passion and the grind, of failing and trying and failing and trying.
Yeah.
That what this right here is bringing.
Well, that's what I told my daughter too. I said, I don't care when you grow up. I don't care what you do as a career. If you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or what you want, I don't care how much money you make, as long as your heart's right.
Yeah.
I said, I want you to have a good heart. Treat people with respect and love everybody. That's all a person can
y'all
ask
are just
for.
too good of people not to have that happen to you anyway.
Well,
I mean,
I hope
seriously,
so.
you guys are just some of the best people I know. I talk highly of both y'all. Never had a negative thing to say about you guys. And I know, like, me and you don't really know each other that much, but what we've been around, like, I consider you a friend.
Absolutely.
And a damn respectful as a husband, now a father, as a bow hunter, as just a moral, respectful guy. Don't change, man. And you're not going. I know you're not.
So
I appreciate it.
I will
Man.
say this, and I've seen
It's same with you guys. Both of you guys.
I have seen this time and time again, and some of the best hunters I've ever known and do know are lonely people.
Yeah.
And so, and I want to say that in the aspect of a lot of like up and coming hunters, people that are getting into like trying to chase those big bucks and stuff, don't make that your life. Don't make that the center of your life.
No, don't overdo it.
Yeah, don't get too, because I've seen it where like they will like
become selfish,
and then like you talk about like bringing up kids, and like you're so into it that you like your kid doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah,
because you didn't spend that time with the kid.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that's a battle that we're all going to face, because if you're chasing that, it doesn't happen. I have said so many times, and then every time I come up short, I'm like, man, maybe I should have stayed home and done this with this people or whatever. But I don't know, like what's right and what's wrong. Sometimes you just don't know until sometimes it's too late. I just like to think my kids, they tell me every day, Daddy, I love you, and you're the best ever. You know, and like I think that I come up short every single day.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and especially with Alexa, I don't spend the time with her that I do, but she understands, you know, when it's deer season, like, that's me.
Yeah.
That's what I am. That's who I am, you know, and I try to make them a part of it and bring them stories and pictures and stuff. I try my best. I come up short, but it's just part of growing as a person, as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a respectful human being.
Yep.
And
the cool thing is the older you get, even if how busy life gets, you're becoming wiser as a hunter too. So like I've noticed the last couple of years, especially having a baby and just how life gets with my job and my side projects and stuff, the time is very, very valuable. So I might only get 7-8 hunts a year. Those 7-8 hunts are worth it, and then they're worth it. And a lot of times I'm making them count. Like I'm just because I'm only hunting 4 or 5, 6 times, like I don't know. I'm wiser. I know how to handle what times. Like I will plan a hunt ahead of time with my wife. Like, hey, next month, this date and this date, the weather's right. Can you not be working so I can maybe go? Because you'll get better at hunting deer. You'll kill bigger bucks, and it's like you don't have to spend freaking 40 days in the tree.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at now. Is especially sticking to some of the spots where I can get to economically. Like I know it's going to be tough, and I know that my chances aren't real high, but there is a chance, and I know, even though I don't have it on camera, I know that the deer last year survived, and there's a chance that they're in there. You know, just the buck I killed this year, we had one picture of him between the week before I shot him, which is when we had a picture, and last rifle season. So I didn't know if he survived. Alexa shot him 2 years ago in the spine, or above the spine. He did survive. He had pictures of him. But my cousin, also a neighbor, had pictures like a week before I shot him. I thought it was a different deer because he didn't have any mass. I'm like, no, that's probably one of his offspring. Well, then when I saw him, I'm like, there was no question about it. I knew it was him. You want to talk about shaking.
I bet.
I watched the video back, dude. I'm like this. Oh my gosh. You couldn't have spit in this water bottle, set it on my back, and I would have not spilt it. Like I was shaking so bad. But you don't know what's around. You don't know what's coming up. At any moment's notice, your life could change in the good and the bad.
Yep.
You know, and we're here to just share that experience. And dude, I'm so thankful you came up here tonight. That story was awesome. I hope you come back again and do this some more with us.
Yeah, always.
Swilly, man, thanks for coming out. You know, guys are spending time away from your families, doing this. You know,
my wife probably appreciates that, a little alone time.
Well, and that's great too. You know, Alexis up the kids hanging out. You know, and just doing their thing, watching TV. You guys have anything else you want to share? We've been here for a couple hours.
We can do it again. We can talk deer again.
Well, I want to bring in your shed that you found years ago. That big buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe bring your buck in so we can talk briefly about it too, and just we got a lot of conservation stuff to talk about. We got Christmas coming up. You know, the end of season, and I'm already looking for next year's plans. You know, we got turkey season. I got a Texas trip coming up in 2 months. So we got stuff to talk about. We can bring some people in, or just come down here and bullshit. You know, it's fun.
Yeah, we just need to stay in contact. Because I'll tell you, I get busy. So busy with life. I mean, we just need to stay in contact.
It is easy. And if you can just set aside, you know, we've been doing the last couple of weeks Wednesdays. You know, it may not always happen. I'm kind of where I want to at least put out one every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
if every week's possible. But if not, me and Lex can come out here and just talk. You know.
Yeah. Talk to yourself, put a mirror there.
I'll do the best I can to show up whenever I can.
And I sure appreciate you guys. You know,
I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had a good time, guys. I love what we're doing. You guys go out there, you heard the stories, you hear our passion. You know, it's nothing about it is trying to say that we're better or we're definitely worse than some people and maybe more accomplished than others. But it's not because of any other reason. Just a lot of it's luck and a lot of time and effort and just pure heart and soul into it. So you guys go out there, enjoy the outdoors, do the right thing, be ethical, share it with your friends and your family. Go fling some arrows and have a good time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.